I'm gonna, Ron. I know that you're about to light this up, and I
Mm-hmm.
just want to start this conversation right now by saying to Big Ox, Big Ox, you ever been around a chick that was kind of all right, but then like the more you get around it, you like, yo, this chick is dope, yo. Like you starting to realize how dope. Yo, I love me some Sabonis, yo. The more I watch this, I love me some Domantas Sabonis. I am on the hook, Big Ox. I'm telling you right now, I'm on the hook. I love that dude. He do everything that you need in order to win. I love that dude.
What about it though specifically? So I'm assuming you're talking about the Heat in Kings game last night. You watched that?
Yes, I did.
What about him? What did he do last night that you were like, man, Sabonis is just the truth?
He just does everything that's necessary. His ability to distribute, his ability to make the right play. As you guys know me, you know I love dirty work dudes. This dude cleans glass. He sticks his nose in there with the best of them. When he gets bold, when he gets pushed around, he doesn't waver when he's rebounding. I love everything about that dude. People talk about how he should get a better jump shot. That jump shot is good, but the other stuff that he does supplements that. They run that offense through him, and how they run that offense through him means everything for the whole crew. He is necessary. I love me some Sabonis, Big Ox. I do. I dig him.
All right, fellas. We obviously know that the trade deadline is coming up on us very quick, and it's some prime targets, throughout the league. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw these guys out. And what I need you guys to do is tell me how you rate them or grade them as a trade target, and then also tell me good destinations that they should go or whether they should just stay where they are. And I just want to hear you guys' overall opinion about these guys. Yo, shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody that's getting in here early. Like the video on your way in here. We dearly and deeply appreciate you guys for tapping in with us every single day. All right, so right from the top, we're going to start with some older guys, some vets that have been around the league. We're going to start with the most troubling guy in the NBA. Yes, Draymond Green. I want to know, as a trade candidate, does he have any type of value? And is there anybody out there that wants him? And should Golden State be considering getting rid of Draymond Green? Chill, I'm going to start with you.
I think guys like Draymond Green always have value because number one, he's a vet, so that's a big deal, especially when you got young guys on the crew. His ability, he can still pass the ball with the best of them. How smart he is as a basketball player. He does do goofy stuff when it comes to fouling, but for the most part, he's been a really smart basketball player. So a vet team could use somebody like that. And contrary to popular belief, he comes on the cheap. So him on a team, like if I'm thinking about a team off the top of my head, him on a team that's at the bottom of the playoff, at the bottom of the playoff race, like I think he could help Utah. I think he'd be really good in Utah. I think he would be really good in Orlando, considering how their offense is. I think he could help those kids. But I think it's come to an end in Golden State. I think that they've done everything that they could do. And, it's time to disband this group, everything. So those are a couple of places that I think that he could end up where he would be good.
Okay. Mars, how you feel about Draymond?
I don't know why the Warriors would trade him. I don't think they get anything. It depends. If they trade Draymond, I don't know why you keep Steph. That's how I'm viewing it. I feel like you trade Draymond, you're committing to a rebuild. If you commit into a rebuild, you don't keep the 35-year-old superstar on your team. So I don't think they're going to trade him. And if they were, I don't think they get enough back to where they could still contend without him, even though they're not contending right now. But so I think they'd have to be thinking about blowing up to trade Draymond because they're not going to get enough back to be competitive. And then if they do that, they're trading Steph. And I don't think Draymond is worth losing Steph, basically, is how I'm viewing it.
Okay. So Mars losing Draymond. So this would be the beginning of the deconstruction of the Golden State Warriors because he's the catalyst in everything that they do. Because like I said, I feel like Steph being Steph has a lot to do with Draymond being there. If Draymond isn't there, that takes a lot away from what Steph is. Now, if you're talking about moving off of Draymond, the idea that you're talking about getting something back, I mean, you're gonna get something back from the other guys. because we starting over anyway. Plus, you got the young guys. So I don't think you're worried about getting that much back in terms of picks. I think getting his money off the books is the most important thing.
Yeah, maybe. If I'm the Warriors, I'm blowing up completely. So I would trade Draymond, but I'm trading everyone. I'm trading Steph, Draymond, Clay, all of them. I'm giving up.
I'm cool with that.
If they're not willing to do that, I wouldn't be willing to trade Draymond.
Like I've said a bunch of times about the Warriors, that's my first line of action. My first thing I'm doing is trading Steph Curry.
So you out on Curry, Big Ox?
I'm not out on Curry. I'm out on Curry for the Warriors. I'm out on the Warriors for Steph, and I'm out on Steph for the Warriors. Okay. I think it's better for everybody if they trade Steph. It's like Steph. There's no point in you wasting Steph's twilight years. They're not going to compete for a championship. You know what I mean? They're not going to compete for a championship. You might as well let him go somewhere he can compete. And why with trading Steph, get your pieces for the future. Start rebuilding right now. If they're going to wait too long, and they're going to be in a 5-year, 6-year slump. It's going to be ugly. They need to just go ahead and stop being sentimental about the thing, and let's move on.
Aren't we there right now, though, Big Ox? I mean, we already missed that window last year when we lost to the Lakers in the playoffs. That was the time to move off of these guys. That was the time to move off of Clay. That was the time to possibly move off of Dre. You moved off of Jordan Poole because you had to at that point, but. Aren't we already at that point where it's too late? So is this salvageable at this point?
Nah. Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody, they're not like that. They're good, but they're not like that. So you might as well go ahead and just get started. It's all, and you know, a lot of people, a lot of fans and whatnot, they're just stuck in the sentimental part of it. They haven't come to the realization that this is over. And there's nothing. The roster they have right now, it's nothing they can do. Like there's no tweak Steve Kerr can make. There's nothing they could do. They could make a run and get to the playoffs, but they're not contenders. And there's no reason to have Steph Curry, one of the best point guards, one of the best shooters we've ever seen on a team, and wasting his last 3 years. He got 3 good years of this left, maybe 4. I don't know. Let me not put a cap on it, but it's over for them. Dre and Clay not giving them nothing. It's a wrap.
So Ox, let me ask you. You're the Warriors. What do you want in return for Draymond?
I don't know. Anything. Draymond's not the one that's going to get you the value.
So bucket of extra crispy. Just get on out of here.
What I want is you off my roster. you know, and it's not really no disrespect. Like Draymond is putting in work for the Warriors. Like he's putting in work. I can't knock Draymond right now. No matter, you know, not even to be funny or to nothing. I can't do that. Draymond is putting in work, and you know, but it's just over, man. But I don't know why. There are some teams that could really use Draymond. Some teams that got some value that you might get a pick or two, or maybe a young guy, a young energy guy or something. You can get something for Draymond, but I don't know.
I do. I like Draymond in Utah, man. I do. I like Draymond in Utah. I like the vet leadership that he has. I like his ability to pass. I think that's something that they're missing in Utah. And I think that he would hit in Utah and in Orlando in particular. Those two teams, I think he could help them. Of all the teams that I think he could help, I think he could help those two teams in particular.
I totally disagree. And I know it wasn't asked, but I waited for everybody, so I'll say it now. I think you're delusional, and I think that you're capped. You said veteran leadership. What do you mean, choking your teammates out and acting like a damn fool? That's veteran leadership. That's the leadership you want to take to a young Utah team. That's the leadership you want to take to a young Orlando Magic team, a dude who chokes his teammates out, punches his teammates out, kicks dudes in the groin. That's the type of leadership you want to take down to teams that have complete peace and are actually coming up in harmony? No. Thank God Stephen Curry is an anti-LeBron James, and he shut down these trades. The Golden State Warriors came out and announced yesterday that they will not be trading Draymond Green or Klay Thompson. Steph Curry shut that down. They consulted with Steph Curry, and the only way that any of those dudes get traded if Steph Curry gave the call. They also said today they're not trading Chris Paul or Gary Payton II either. I like it. I wish we went back to the old school days where you made guys grind it out, where you made guys have to fight through adversity, where you can lose some games and then talk about trading a whole half a team like they do now. Since we've been ushered into this LeBron James era where it said if it doesn't work, you got to trade half the guys and get rid of the whole damn team. And I'm not with that. I'm with the old school way where, look, man, we came in this together. We bad boys for life. We ride together. We die together.
They for sure about to die together.
Hold on. The organization, you can't beat them. You can't beat them. Your team
you can't beat them.
Hold on. I didn't cut you
We
off.
just beat them.
I didn't cut you off.
We just beat them last week.
Hold on. I didn't cut you off.
But you're lying.
I didn't cut you off.
We just beat them last week.
Hold on 1 second. On your worst.
We just beat them last week.
I didn't even cut you off.
I don't
Keep
care
going,
if you
Ticket.
cut me off.
Keep going,
Ticket.
But he's lying. He's lying.
On your worst day,
100%.
your team could not beat them in a game 7 in Sacramento. Steph Curry went, he shut that beam off, and he should have shut you off too. So you need to shut your mouth until further notice. Because you guys are done, son. Now again, just because you go through a losing streak or a losing stretch doesn't mean you got to trade the whole damn team. What happened to guys going through these moments in the season? What happened to that test in your rapport? What happened to guys? This is how you build chemistry. This is how guys come together as a team. This is how you fight through things. Everything ain't going to be perfect. You ain't going to be winning all these games. We live in a new microwavable era to where something go wrong, they want to microwave this stuff. The same way it is in the NBA, it's in our society today. Instead of dudes sitting there and fighting one-on-one with their hands, they'd rather go get a gun and go get a knife. They want everything the easy way. They want everything the quick way. They want everything the microwavable way. No. How about doing things the right way? How about since Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, them dudes came in here, right? Mm-hmm. How about keeping them along, but how about Steve Kerr doing a good coaching job? How about us asking Steve Kerr, who's supposed to be a legendary Hall of Fame coach, to up his coaching job and to usher guys in like Jonathan Kuminga, who's a young talent who's out here playing well when you actually give the guy consistent minutes instead of doing them dirty? How about coaching those other guys around your team, like the level of Gary Payton? How about doing a coaching job and getting one of your main guys that played for you well in the finals back on track in Andrew Wiggins? How about doing that? Instead of always talking about trading the team, how about doing your job and getting your guys on track, getting your young guys incorporated, raising up those young guys? Tired of every single time we got to turn around and trade the whole team, trade this guy, trade that guy, trade Steph Curry. No, Steph Curry is the Golden State Warriors. So no,
but Tiki, you must not have heard what I said, Tiki.
You say there is nothing to a different team.
Yeah, but because there is nothing Steve Kerr can do. There is no tweaks Steve Kerr can make to save this team. I don't care how good of a coach. There is no tweaks he can make. There is no adjustments he can make. There is not.
Prove it. Hold on, Big Ox. Hold on, Big Ox. Prove it, Ticket. Prove it.
Well, the first tweak you can make is this. You incorporate your guys who are ready to play right now. You incorporate Kuminga more. Kuminga's been balling. Since Steve Kerr has been playing Kuminga big minutes, Kuminga's been giving you 20 and 8, 20 and 9. Those type of numbers. Look it up. Kuminga's been balling for y'all. But you kept holding him back, yanking him out of games when he should have been in games. You killing the young fella's confidence. You're afraid to move forward and build up the young guys and the young talent that you had on your bench. You got rid of Jordan Poole, well, you should have, because you couldn't coach that situation and be a real coach, which is the legendary coaches like Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, and those other real guys would have done. They would have got it straight in that locker room and worked it out and made it work instead of having to kick out a young talent that you brought along. So now you lose a young talent that scored a lot of points, played well in your offense, in your system. You lose him for nothing. He's dying in Washington.
Okay, so stop right there, Ticket. Stop right there, because what you're doing right now is you're giving me problems. I'm asking you for solutions. How are we fixing it? No, you didn't. Oh, you just told me it was about Kuminga. That's what you did. That's what you said. No, I'm not. You said, I heard everything that you just said, Ticket. You said play Kuminga. What you're doing is you're blaming Steve Kerr. No, you're not. What you just said was play Kuminga. I can get with that logic, sure. But the next thing you said is the next thing you said right after that. No, it wasn't a solution. You're blaming Jordan. You're blaming him for Jordan Poole. That's what you're doing. Okay, that's blaming him. So how do we fix that, Ticket? How do we fix that? You're blaming him for that.
I'm telling you right now. The second thing you do is you don't get a young talent that you build up away to other teams.
That's blaming him, Ticket. How do you fix that? That's how do you fix it? Okay, how do you fix it?
I'm telling you now. You actually coach. You actually do your job as a coach. Once again, I was saying, what I mean by coaching is this. When you have problems in the locker room, you have conflict resolution through the coaches. That's why some coaches were great coaches, because they can deal with the personalities. They can deal with the issues and the problems. Steve Kerr has proven to you that he can't. He has no control in his locker room. So one thing he can do is gain control of his locker room. Hold on.
Not true.
That is
Not
true because
true.
he can't control. Hold on.
Not
Hold
true.
on. That is true.
That's
Hold on,
a
sir. Hold on
fucking
one
lie.
second, sir. Hold on 1 second, sir. I have proof. The one thing you could do is, and it's the absolute proof of what I'm saying. The one thing you could do is control the tempers in your locker room. Why? It's proof. He can't control Draymond Green because Draymond continues to make the same mistakes over and over and over. Versus a coach like Phil Jackson, he could control Dennis Rodman and have Dennis Rodman to a way to where he wasn't detrimental to the team. These are levels in coaching. Hold on. These are levels in coaching, and these are getting guys to buy in. Hold on. Same way you did with Ron Artest when he came over. Ron Artest was known as a volatile guy who always got in trouble. Ron told you that. But when you're able to coach certain guys and able to get through to certain guys, you're able to bring them down and you're able to control them. Same thing with Mike Malone and Boogie Cousins. Boogie Cousins respected Mike Malone because of how Mike Malone coached him, how he treated him, how he respected him as a man, how his approach was to him. So you didn't see Boogie doing all this crazy stuff. If Steve Kerr actually stopped living off the legacy of Klay Thompson and Steph Curry and those guys, and actually did some real coaching, which is more than just X's and O's, which is controlling and managing egos and all that stuff in the locker room, you wouldn't have this team be tore apart and have to get rid of Jordan Poole. So these are the different things he need to change because, again, you alienated Jonathan Kuminga, and he can play. Jonathan Kuminga is showing you give him minutes, he can play. So incorporate those young guys, Chilltown, down the minutes a little bit of guys like Draymond Green. Up the minutes of the younger guys, and have more control over your locker room so guys will actually respect you and see that you have control. And Draymond's not out here acting a damn fool every 5 minutes, getting thrown out of games, costing you games, and costing your team chemistry and setbacks by you having him out of the roster for damn near 2 or 3 months.
All right, Ticket, we got to move on to the next person, though. We got
I was cooking all these niggas 3 to hard way.
So wait a minute. So real quick, Ron. Really quick. I'm not going to hold you up. Really quick, Ron. So when Dennis Rodman got on the Bulls, Dennis Rodman was headbutting referees. Dennis Rodman was getting thrown out of games. It was Michael Jordan who went to him, said, yo, this is your fault. You said when you got on our crew, this is what you were going to do, and you didn't do it. And you need to get on your job. That had nothing to do with it. That's what happened. That had nothing to do with Phil Jackson. That's a lie. That's number one. Number two, when Ron Artest gets on the Los Angeles Lakers, it's Kobe Bryant who tells him that, yo, the dude you're replacing, who was my brother, Trevor Ariza, this is what he brought us. We're not going to tolerate any of your nonsense. So this had nothing to do with coaching. This is Kobe Bryant's words. He said that. This is my brother.
We got a $25 super chat.
So you're lying. We
got a $25 super chat.
This is what happens when I cook. They're going
to lying.
Every time when
lying.
Like I
Henry sent through a super chat.
Cook these bones.
Henry sent through a super chat and said, I didn't get the comment yesterday, but I agree with Ticket. This era of load managing is disrespect to the paying customers.
People agree with me, old man. Keep going, Ron.
These players are so skilled and talented, yet they are always out. These cats are hunting future gens. Hurting
man, you see it. You see it with Joel Embiid. Look at all the stuff these guys were saying on the panel yesterday, bro. Look at all the stuff these old school guys are saying now, capping for these young dudes, bro. Bro, we never had an issue with guys. Guys love to play. Chilltown know this. Chilltown grew up in an era where if Chilltown sprained his ankle and them cats was playing down at the park, man, Chill gonna put something on his ankle. He going down there at the park. He don't care if he hurt or not. It wasn't about I can't go to the. No, this is when you weren't playing for nothing. This is when it was just for the love of the game and for free. You just love to play basketball. Now we got all these other things in it and all these other, this and the third. No, once you lose a mental game, you're out. Once you lose that mental game, Chilltown, and you start thinking that you can't do something, you done. I always live by the mentality, there ain't nothing I can't accomplish on the basketball court if I put my mind to it. So if I really want to play Chilltown and I want to go hard and get through it, I can do it. But once you have a defeated mindset and you feel like, oh man, it's the injuries hold me back, and they crying about the 65-game rule, you done.
I just can't talk about guys like, now don't get me wrong. If you're genuinely hurt, you hurt. That's fine. And I won't argue Joel Embiid's talent. I'll never argue that. But I can't, in terms of durability, I can't talk about you like I talk about Ewing. I can't talk about you like I talk about Olajuwon. I can't talk about you like I talk about Shaq. I can't talk about you like I talk about Dave Robinson. I can't talk about you like I talk about Jabbar, because those guys, more than anything, were durable. They played. They played through injury. Now, again, Mars, I want to make sure I'm clear. If you had bruises and contusions and sprains, bruises and sprains heals in weeks. They take days or weeks to heal. Torn ligaments and broken bones take months. I'm not asking you to play through broken bones and torn ligaments because that's different. But if you have knick-knack injuries and you can't and you still won't go, that's something different. That means that I can't talk about you like I talk about those other guys, because not only did they play through that stuff, they played through that stuff and they thrived. Now, I think Joel Embiid is genuinely hurt, and I don't think he should have went out there against Golden State, to be quite honest with you. I don't. But with him being beat up how he is, and this being his history, even when he came in the league, he missed the first 2 years. From a talent standpoint, he is fantastic. But I can't talk about you like I talk about those other guys because, one, they did it in terms of durability, and two, they stayed on the court. So,
I came in here yesterday, Bob, and I praised Ben Simmons. This fool missed the very next game.
The very next night.
Wow. This man missed the very next game.
I don't know why you would start praising Ben Simmons.
I couldn't know because I'm like, hold on. He came back.
That was extremely premature, though.
18 minutes, Bob. And the man is out again, bro. I can't.
He got to be hurt, bro. He got to be hurt, though. That's
I can't respect.
I can't not respect you because your body is breaking down, bro. Like I can't. If you can't control, some people just don't got it. Like some people's body can't handle it.
But even with that being said, Big Ox, I can respect your game, but I can't talk about you like I talk about this dude who is more durable, who's in the same conversation. I can't do that.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. And I think that's fine. But we can also realize like everybody's not just not trying to play. Like, who wouldn't want to play basketball? You know what I'm saying? Like
I think that there's guys that
imagine that, Chilltown. I don't want to play ball.
A lot of guys don't want to play ball because they're getting paid so much money. They can sit at home and if you can get paid damn near $300,000-$400,000 for just sitting on the bench and putting on nice jewelry. A lot of guys do that. They feel like, hey man, as long as I'm here, we there in the playoffs and I could be back. Bro, a lot of guys do things when it's big money on the line. If you let them take advantage, you give them an inch, they take a whole mile from you. That saying is true. That's why
I'm fine with the 65 game rule. I think it's the best. That's one of the better rules.
No, Bob. They're complaining about that though. That's my point. They're complaining.
Of course they're complaining. What you expect?
You got fans that's out here that they don't have millions of dollars. They working 9 to 5s, Mars and Chilltown, working 9 to 5s. You got people that bring their whole family to see the game. I come to see the game. I can't even come see the guy in my family. My kid may have spent this money to buy him an Embiid jersey, somebody's jersey. We come to the game, now he can't play all the time. Every time we pop up. They said somebody yesterday came from Ethiopia to watch Kyrie and he ain't even play. Like, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing?
I mean, but Kyrie
Ethiopia is.
But Kyrie been out. Kyrie been out though. Like they got
already.
But you got the internet. You know Kyrie been out. You better get on Ticketmaster and sell them tickets. That's what you better do.
They got the tickets before the season for that game.
I understand that ticket. What I'm saying is they've known for the past couple weeks that Kyrie been out. You can get on Ticketmaster. I understand that ticket. You listen to what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying. I don't care if they bought them tickets 7 years ago. Kyrie been out for weeks now. A couple weeks, you know what I'm saying? At this point, get on Ticketmaster and sell them tickets.
Yo, also, we got to understand who we dealing with. So Kyrie's names came up. Ben Simmons' names came up. Joel Embiid's names came up. Let's look in the rearview mirror all the way back. Before they even got in the NBA, Kyrie played how many games at Duke and had to sit out the rest of the year?
11 or 9.
11.
Okay.
11.
That was the precursor. Got in the NBA, went through a whole bunch of injuries. You know Kyrie's going to be injured every season. Joel Embiid, I'm pretty sure he sat out his rookie year.
2 years. 2 years.
Okay, then. So we know who we're dealing with then. He's been injured ever since. Ben Simmons, I'm pretty sure.
Rookie year, yeah.
Exactly my point. And so guys with injury histories, we know what to expect from them. We know what we're going to get. So at this point, it's like, it's just history repeating itself. And every time these guys
get
injured.
Why are they crying about the games then? Why are they
that
crying about
that shouldn't be.
Because they soft, ticket. Like what you said. I mean, this participation trophy generation is they're alive and well. The thing about it is we get too caught up in what these people value. We just got to, I mean, we can't change it. You know what I'm saying? I would hate for y'all to get high blood pressure because these millionaires don't care about basketball no more.
Now, what you call it said he was upset because he said it's about his money. Halliburton says that if he missed the 65 games, he won't be all NBA, and that's going to cost him $50 million.
Well, that's his problem. You need to get on the court.
Hold on. I'm with you. I'm with you. So I'm saying How's dudes complaining about money for games they ain't playing? See, I told y'all, if they did this, Bob, if the NBA did it like they do overseas, if you don't play overseas, they ain't finna pay you. Listen, let me tell you something. To me, they should do it like this, bro. For all the games you miss, you understand what I'm saying? Unless you have a legitimate injury that they have verified, all the load management games you miss, you shouldn't get that paycheck, bro.
Yo, Henry sent through a super chat. He said the bigger issue is the networks are angry at the NBA. TNT and ESPN is talking about smaller future TV deals. These dudes forget the blood, sweat, and tears the past players put in to build this. NBA players don't respect nothing.
It's a bad product. It's a bad product that we're putting out. If the Christmas games with Philadelphia and Miami, that game was scheduled in August. When Jimmy Butler is not playing on Christmas, when Joel Embiid is not playing on Christmas, that's a bad day because these are feature games. That game was on prime time. That game was at 8:00. And if that game, the two best players are not playing, that's bad for business.
I got you on a flyer. I got you on a promotion to play. You don't play. And now I feel like I'm robbed out of my money and I'm the TV guys. And that's why I told you. Y'all seen what happened with Kawhi. All these dudes argue with me. Oh, Ticket, man, they really hurt it. Bro, them dudes ain't hurt, bro. You take them dudes money, chill, they going to be on the court every game. Chill, you think if I'm playing in the NBA, Bob, and you getting paid $120,000 on average per game, you think you just going to miss games and they ain't going to pay you? Hell no, that's going to add up. So, and the superstars making $300,000-$400,000 a game. So, no, they're not going to miss games if you don't pay them. If you pay them, they're going to take advantage of you. It's just like a lady. It's just like a girl. If you let her go out here in the streets, dressing all skimpy and stuff like that, talking to everybody else, you're going to lose her. But if you make her put respect on it, you know what I'm saying, and say, baby, you're going to roll with the big dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take you out, go get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you some flowers, I'm going to go take you to, Mars restaurant, wherever he got. They be eating and drinking the coffee and eating the crumpets and stuff. Get you a cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? You be all right. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't, you're gonna lose her.
Tea and crumpets is the way to keep her. All right.
If she that type, you probably gonna lose her anyway. You know what I'm saying?
That's really what it is, big
I type.
Yeah.
Got some more super chats though, and then we gonna get back to this list of players that I got. Ezekiel Barning said, "Y'all seen what Rasheed said about Jordan being an overrated defender? Thoughts? Did you guys see that?
I told y'all I was
Scottie Pippen. I disagree with Rasheed.
I told y'all I was Scottie Pippen.
Overrated. I love Rasheed. How can he talk about Mike being an overrated defender when Mike won Defensive Player of the Year and MVP in the same year? When Mike was first team all defense, 10 years in the league, a whole decade. How can you be overrated when you watch the film of Mike and Mike was locking dudes up full court? How you gonna disagree with Rasheed? He been in between the lines. He cool. No, I didn't say that.
He was out there.
Hold on. I'm gonna say
putting in that work, putting in that blood, sweat, and tears.
You guys like to misinterpret what I said. I didn't say that because they in the NBA they're right. I said when you played in between the lines in that type of situation, I respect your commentary more. That don't mean I have to agree with everything you say. Gilbert Arenas sit up here and say Doc Rivers is a bad coach, but he never won a championship. So how am I listening to somebody who never won a championship as we can criticize a coach who has?
I'm trying to figure out what the logic is when you talk about overrated. Overrated compared to what? What are we talking about when we say
how people view him?
Okay, so how I think Jordan, in terms of a defender at the two guard position, I think he's the best two guard defender in NBA history. I don't think that there's anybody better than him at the two guard.
Sidney Moncrief.
I think he was better. I think he was a better defender than
overrated. There we go. See, that's why overrated.
Okay, so if
when you think he's better than Kawhi Leonard at his best,
I do think he's better than Kawhi Leonard as a defender. I think he was a better off-ball defender than Kawhi Leonard. I think he was a better shot blocker than Kawhi Leonard. Mm-hmm. I think he was a better on-ball defender than Kawhi Leonard too. And you and I, Mark,
good hands,
you and I have had this conversation. So you think Kawhi Leonard is a better defender than Michael Jordan? I think you overrate Kawhi Leonard. So I can understand it from that aspect. But to say that Jordan is overrated as a defender from Rasheed Wallace, but to actually sit down and watch Jordan, the fundamentals that he has, to sit down and get in the stance, to get his hands busy, to get his feet moving, to beat guys to spots, to be able to anticipate where a guy is going to be, to be able to help weak side when a guy doesn't have the ball, to get blocks on big guys and no spots like that, to know stuff like that. That takes a lot from a wing defender, and Jordan was fantastic at that. I don't think that he was overrated as a defender.
How many people won MVP and Defensive Player of the Year award the same year?
Jordan
3.
did it, Giannis did it, and Olajuwon did it.
So Olajuwon probably the only one that deserved it.
Yeah, what is it? What does that prove?
Proves that the
About
world,
Jordan?
the fans, and the media love Michael Jordan. That's what
No, it doesn't prove that. It just proves that because his numbers backed it up too, Bob. It wasn't like it was a popular vote. His numbers backed it up. Like if you go look at his numbers defensively all the way across the board, Michael Jordan's numbers like passed the test. If you put his defensive numbers up against Kawhi's and all these other guys, his numbers was right there on par. And his
What
How many
numbers?
defensive player of the year
what numbers?
does how many defensive player of the year does Scotty have?
None.
0.
None.
Okay, all right.
Well, because because when Scotty came along at that time,
Gotcha.
it was a lot more better defenders in the league than Scotty.
Like who? Who was a better
Alonzo Mourning, Dikembe Mutombo, Hakeem Olajuwon,
David Robinson. All them dudes was better defenders than Scotty. Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman. Hey, look, Scotty was a beast. Bob, Bob, hold on, Bob. You don't think Hakeem was a better defender than Scottie Pippen?
If Hakeem Olajuwon won it every single year, then I'll be with you.
No, I asked you. I'm talking about, do you think Hakeem in his prime was a better defender than Scottie Pippen?
He's the only one.
Okay, so I'm talking about, you don't think Alonzo Mourning was a better defender than Scottie Pippen?
No, I don't.
Alonzo Mourning?
No, I don't. No, I do not.
Fellas, we got to keep it pushing.
Better than MJ.
I want to stay here. I do, but we got a $25.
Yes, he was, Mark. Yes, he was.
Yeah, Hakeem was better than MJ, and MJ beat Hakeem for
came in the
defensive
league
player of the
together.
year. So, like, what kind
So
of?
what do you? Thank you, Morris.
Henry sent through another super chat. Henry said, and to y'all saying, quote unquote, oh, well, they are hurt. Okay, so take smaller checks or retire. In the NFL, dudes play with broken ribs and ankles strapped up with tape because they know they can be cut. It's a respect thing to the fans.
Henry, NFL and pro basketball are not even close to the same thing. The NFL, basketball is a contact sport. Pro football is a collision sport. This is what we do every down, every play. We are crashing into each other. And no matter how many pads I put on, what I do with my helmet, all of that good stuff, your body is designed to be crashed into for 2.5, 3 hours for 10 years. So you cannot compare those two. No, absolutely not.
But I understand his point, though, Chill. His point is that you do have to be a tough somebody to get out there on the football field every single week after taking a beat like you take on all those downs. And to me in basketball, like, I just think that the era has gotten weaker, bro. I just think the guys have taken advantage of the leeway. It's just like your parents. If your parents let you do bad things, you get away with more. If your parents are more stricter, you don't. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. And I think the parenting of the NBA from David Stern to now, I think that it went down. I think if David Stern was still alive and running the NBA, you see a completely different product out here. I think that you will see a tougher league. I think you'll see a more stricter league, Chilltown. I think that you will see a league where you wouldn't see guys like Draymond Green doing the things he's been able to do and getting away with it. I think that David Stern would have laid down the law with all these dudes, John Moran, all those dudes. You know what I'm saying? Kwame Brown told me, he said, when he got picked, he said he got in trouble. David Stern called him in his office and said, do you want me to kick you out the league before you even play a game? He was like, bro, I will kick you out this league before you even play a game. He said he called him, cussed him out and everything, talked to him like he's a little kid. That's how he did all those guys. So to me, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, bro, I just think that the league, because guy like Adam Silver came in, he wanted to be different. He changed the tone of the league, allowed these young guys to get away with a lot more, allowed the guys to control the league. And now with the guys complaining, they're going to change his 65-game rule just because he's going to fold under that pressure, bro. He's going to fold under that pressure of some of these guys crying about that 65 rule. And he's going to make all kind of exceptions and stuff. And it's going to make it relentless regardless, because now guys are going to find a way to pimp the program.
Well, it's in the go ahead, Big Ox. I'm sorry.
Well, it's just that the NFL, when they play 15 games, and the NBA plays
16.
It's actually 17.
17, anything under 20. They play 17, 18 games. So them playing that few games in the NBA playing 82 games.
Plus practice, Bob.
But I'm just talking about the games in particular, right? And the games,
if I only had,
but that's not
1 or 2 days, right?
Yeah, but look, that's not even the point. The point to me is if we play 17 games, if I miss 3 games, you know what I'm saying? That's like 20% of the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, not exactly, but you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the game is gone. If I miss 4 games in the NBA, that's nothing. Like the NFL, I understand all that. What I'm saying is I'm more willing to get out there, hurt, and play if I know that I only have 17. I only have 17 of these this season. I have to play. If I know I got 82 of these, I can miss 15 of them, and it'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? That's my only thing. On top of that, last point. So on top of that, I value me wanting to move around in my late 40s. I value me wanting to play knockout, play one-on-one, play 2-on-2 with my brother and sons and nephews. I value being able to go to Disneyland with my grandkids in my late 50s and 60s and actually walk in the park. I see what I'm saying. What's the point? What's the point? What's the point of getting all this money?
We can't turn this into a debate. Finish your point, Ox, and then we gotta go to. You know what I'm saying? Finish your point, and then we gotta go to the next one.
What is the point of getting all this money if I gotta lay up in my house
because what you're doing is this. You got people that's out here that's working on trucks all night long, that's hurting their back, killing their back, lifting up all these boxes and stuff like that. They ain't making half the money.
Well, maybe they should have been better at football. And from your logic, maybe they should have been better at football.
They're working triple and double overshifts overnight to try to provide for a family of four.
What did that got to do with me in the NFL?
I know what
Taking it, Ox. I got a super chat, and Dirt TV wants you guys to get back to the Defensive Player of the Year argument. He said, I need y'all to go back to the DPOY conversation. Mars and Bob, please cook these fools.
They wasn't cooking. Scottie Pippen is not, hold on. Scottie Pippen at that time was not a better defensive player. Who was winning the Defensive Player of the Year awards that time, Chilltown? That Scottie was in the league.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
He wasn't better than King. He wasn't better than David Robinson defensively.
Mutombo.
Why are you lying, bro? Why would you wake up and just wake up to lie?
Gary Payton wanted it.
He's better than Gary Payton defensively, Bob?
Yes.
Why
would you just wake up to lie?
I wish I could come through the screen right now, man.
I wish you could.
Was Michael Jordan better than Hakeem defensively?
That's up in the air because they did different
things.
That's up in the air. I would say no. Listen. I said I would say no. It's up in the air because of how different they were. But I would put
you're a liar, bro. Now you are a certified liar.
Over Mike. Excuse me. I said I would put Hakeem over Mike defensively. But what I'm saying to you is this. I'm saying that this man just sat up here and said that
stop playing.
Scottie Pippen is a better defensive player than the glove Gary Payton, man.
Yeah, it's different because they do different things defensively. So I guess it's up in the air. It's up in the air. They do different things. So
the thing here's the thing, Mars. What I don't do is I value being the defensive player of the year. 100% I value that. But I don't. That's not solely what the case is, and the reason why is because there's other guys who are playing at that level. Are you going to tell me that Tim Duncan, who never won defensive player of the year, isn't worthy of being the best defensive player? Of being the best defensive player in the game? I mean, he was coming in second to Ben Wallace, and he was coming in second to Kevin Garnett. Is he just as good a defender as those guys? Absolutely. But the fact that Ben Wallace won the defensive player of the year, does that mean that he's better than Tim Duncan? In some aspects, maybe in that one season. But if we're going to do that, then guess what's going to happen? Rudy Gobert is going to win the defensive player of the year this year for the fourth time in 7 years. Are we going to have to now start talking about Rudy Gobert in the same conversation with guys like Olajuwon, Bill Russell? Are we going to have to start doing that because he won the defensive player of the year? Are we going to have to start doing that?
This is soft, so it's different. You just don't count the defensive player of the years in this area. It doesn't count. But the defensive player of the years in the past, I mean, yeah, it has to matter because MJ won defensive player of the year, and that's why Rasheed Wallace is wrong because he won it.
No, I didn't say that. I said pull up the numbers though, Mars.
What numbers?
What I was saying.
What numbers?
Michael Jordan's defensive numbers compared him to Kawhi.
What's defensive numbers? Like,
his percentage, the opponent's field goal percentage when he's guarding them.
That number doesn't even exist when MJ plays. That number doesn't even exist.
Hold on one second. Didn't Michael Jordan lead the league in steals?
Number and stop playing.
The opponent defensive field goal percentage doesn't even exist when MJ
Michael Jordan lead the league in steals?
Yes, MJ's led the league in steals.
What place was the Bulls in defensively those years that Michael Jordan was winning championships?
Oh, the years top 5, definitely.
Yeah, right. So he had a big.
Okay, who else was on those teams?
Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Horace Grant was an all-league defender. He was playing at an all-league defender. Phil Jackson was coaching those teams.
Okay, so why are we giving Michael Jordan the credit for the Bulls being that high ranked defensively when we can see what else was around him?
Well, we can't give him sole credit, but he had a lot to do with it. No question about that.
I'm fine with that. But when we say defensive numbers, if we're gonna say, well, MJ's team defensive rating is better than Kawhi's, sure. The league defensive rating in the 90s is better than the league defensive rating today. So of course Kawhi's defensive rating would be higher than MJ's. Of course. That's common sense. That's just how the game works. In the 2000s, the defensive ratings all around the league were lower because the league offenses were worse. Does that mean all the best defenders of all time played in the 2000s?
No.
But if you just use defensive rating to try and prove who the better defender is, yes, that's what it's going to look like. You're going to see Ben Wallace. You're going to see Tim Duncan. You're going to see Bruce Bowen. You're going to see Tayshaun Prince because they were on the best defensive teams in an era where all the defensive ratings were different. We can't compare 2020 defensive ratings or 2015 defensive ratings to 1992 defensive ratings and then say that's proof. That doesn't make that's just stupid. So that doesn't make sense. And then opponent defensive field goal percentage didn't even exist when MJ played. So please tell me how Ticket got the numbers there. He must have watched a 100-point game too, because those numbers don't exist. So Ticket just had access to things that didn't exist at the time. So credit to him. Now, if we want to talk about steals, yeah, MJ led the league in steals a few times. So did Allen Iverson. Steph Curry led the league in steals. Leading the league in steals isn't proof that you're an elite defender. So when I ask for the numbers, we need numbers that actually prove you're an elite defender. Leading the league in steals isn't proof you're an elite defender. Defensive rating isn't proof you're an elite defender, especially when you compare across eras. An opponent defensive field goal percentage didn't exist. So I'll ask again.
So that's why I went to the that's why I went to the stat of that his teams were repeatedly one of the best defensive teams in the league. He was a big part of that because he was first team all defense. Can't take that away from him. Right? Okay. For all those years, he was first team all defense in the NBA. Can't take that away from him because it reflected on his team, his success as well. Also, I gave you the stat that he led the league in steals. Also, I gave you the fact that I think he led the guards and blocks, if I'm not mistaken, Chilltown.
Before Dwayne Wade did it.
If I'm not mistaken.
Before Dwayne Wade.
All of those other defensive statistics were favoring Michael Jordan as well, Mars. So now, when we look at a guy like Kawhi Leonard, yes, I like Kawhi Leonard. I think Kawhi Leonard is one of the greater players, defensive players in the NBA history in his little short term that he had, like the 3 or 4 year span. But when we talk about Michael Jordan, we talk about his defensive excellence over a 10-year span. His defensive excellence also resulted in 6 NBA championships. That cannot be understated. And we saw his defensive excellence on display in the NBA Finals on multiple occasions. One of the biggest occasions, Chilltown, is when he went and got the steal from Karl Malone. So he went, plucked the ball, got the steal from Karl Malone, came down, hit the jumper, game time. That all was predicated off his defense, his help side defense coming over, stealing the ball. And there's other things Michael Jordan did defensively, dog.
Now, Mars, really quick, to Ticket's point about Jordan plucking the ball away from Scotty, from Karl Malone. Mm-hmm. Now, I'd like to think that that's an IQ thing. So the idea of me recognizing what the Jazz are doing in terms of plays that they're running. Okay, they ran this play already. And here we are again. They're running it again. He's going to be on the block, and I'm going to clear out. He's going to think that I'm gone, so he's going to forget about me being over there. So that's an IQ thing. Is that fair?
Yeah. I'm not saying. See, I'm not making the argument that Jordan wasn't a great defender.
Right.
I'm not even trying to make that argument. The numbers. I mean, yeah. If you want to say the Bulls are ranked high in the league in defense, yes, they were. So were Kawhi Leonard's Spurs team. So were the Toronto Raptors. I mean, I don't get what that point is. I'm not even going to entertain he won 6 or I'm not even going to entertain that. But yeah, the IQ, yeah, that was a high IQ play. And I think if you want to not minimize, but if you want to break down Jordan's defense to certain moments where he made big plays, I mean, yeah, that's fair enough. But then you got to start saying Larry Bird is one of the better all-time defenders as well because he made all-time great plays in the biggest moments. When you judge defenders, I think it's about what you do consistently. And I gave you
consistently in big moments.
I know because you said 10 years span. I'm with you. But when we talk about Jordan's ability to when he got the steal on number 32, there's also many a times when you go back and watch Jordan on film where he tries to snipe the post or he tries to dig down from the nail and he misses and leaves someone wide open for a jump shot. But no one remembers those plays because it doesn't help the argument, and no one's going back and watching these games to see like every time he succeeds. I'm not finished. Every time he succeeds, he may fail 2 or 3 times, but no one's going to remember the 2 or 3 times unless you go back and watch And then what's the value of him giving up 4 wide open jump shots for the one time he gets to
Was
steal?
Michael Jordan first team defense every year he won a
Maybe
championship?
now Mars, to your point.
Hold on, chill time. Was Michael Jordan first team defense, all defense, every time he won a chip?
I'm gonna assume he was, yes.
Okay, well, shut your mouth.
Now, Mars, really quickly,
This
is the last point, and then we got to move on.
We spoke last year about people who didn't make the all defensive team who deserved it. Making the all defensive team doesn't prove how good of a defender you are.
It does prove it. When you
I could just easily make the argument he didn't deserve it. Now what? I could just say he didn't deserve it.
It does prove it. It does prove it, Mars. When not only were you first team all defense, not only was your team a top 5 defensive team, but you also won the chip 6 out of those 10 years.
Okay,
sir.
So
all right, never mind. Yeah, move on. All right, move on. Whatever. Okay.
Mars, I wanted to ask you, because you said about Jordan's like he's leaving shooters open in his ability off ball. Now, I think that Jordan, in terms of being an off ball defender, that could be that as good as he was as an off ball defender in terms of getting block shots, that could be questioned. But with that being said, with him leaving shooters open, is it fair to say, Mars, that sometimes in scouting reports that was part of the game plan? We're going to leave this guy open, or I'm going to close out soft on this guy to let him shoot? Because I can see you knock down a shot in the first quarter, because Phil Jackson's philosophy was it's okay to do that in the first quarter. I'd like to see you do it in the fourth. So with that, is it fair to say that that's part of the game plan, where Jordan's closing out soft on shooters who now aren't making those shots in the third and the fourth quarter, even though they were making them when you see those clips in the first and the second quarter?
I mean, yeah, you can make the argument that it's part of the game plan for Jordan to be an ultra aggressive defender, and in terms of the value of when it works versus the value of when it doesn't work. We live with someone shooting a 38% mid-range 18-foot jump shot at risk versus reward. I mean, we can totally understand that. But then when we're comparing him to all-time great defenders like Kawhi Leonard, like Scottie Pippen, who are also able to have some of the best hands you've ever seen, especially with Kawhi Leonard, while not giving up that advantage of wide open jump shots as consistently as he did. That's a fact. So Kawhi Leonard was able to play passing lanes, dig down from the nail, help in the post, snipe the post, while not giving up as many open jump shots as MJ did, not bleeding that value. And there's many other things I could question about Jordan's defense, but we have.
Hold on, you're talking about the years in San Antonio, right?
Well, that's peak Kawhi, but
okay. So let me ask you a question.
I could bring up this.
We gotta move on, y'all.
Hold on one second.
Ticket, just right quick. Just let me read. Okay, Ticket, just hold on. Let me read the super chat. Ticket, just let me read this super chat, and then you can ask this question. My man Teddy Hart sent through $40. So okay. I gotta respect my man. I gotta respect his pockets, and I gotta respect all the super chatters. Hey, chat, I'm trying to be better. All right, it's 2024. I'm trying to be a better host. Teddy Hart said MJ was great at blocks and steals for a shooting guard, but struggled against speedy guards with a handle who could go left to right. There was never a year in the NBA when MJ was the best defender in the league, including 88. I don't care if he got the award.
Well, you need to care about that shirt you got on, because I don't know how the hell you got that shirt on. So that's the first thing you need to worry about, is that damn shirt.
Hold up, right quick. He sent another one. He said, by the way, he's still the GOAT and was a good defender, just not the best.
That's a damn lie. So if Michael Jordan was first team defense 10 years in the league, and he's only a good defender, you don't know nothing about basketball, sir. You need to sit down, be quiet, and get a new stylist. Now, back to you, Mars.
He made 9.
Let me finish cooking you, Mars. So as I said before, Mars, that first repeat that Michael Jordan had, who was the defenders on the Bulls beside Mike and Scottie?
No,
I'm saying who was the top defenders on that team? Who was the great? Who would you say were the great defenders on that team outside of Mike and Scottie?
Great? I wouldn't really call anyone great.
Right. Okay. So let me ask you this question: when Kawhi, those years you're talking about him with the Spurs, right? Tim Duncan was still on that team when they won that chip, right?
Okay.
Name some of the other players they had on that team that were great defensively, Mars.
Great.
On that Spurs team.
How do you feel about Danny Green at the time?
Oh, Danny Green was one of the best perimeter defenders in the league at that time. He was considered to be. So that's 2 guys right there outside of him. Because if you look, Tim Duncan was still playing elite level defense at that time.
I'm not arguing with that.
Right. So hold on. My point to you is this. The stuff you're saying about Kawhi had more defensive help around him as far as his whole team was involved with the Spurs than Mike did those first 3 years with Scottie. It was Mike and Scottie. So what I'm saying is Mike's impact was real. For you to make first team All NBA, and it's you and Scottie Pippen are the main defensive guys, and after y'all, the drop off is real. But when you look at Kawhi, that Spurs team was loaded full of good defenders on the bench and the starting lineup. You understand what I'm saying? They had very good defenders on that team around Kawhi. It wasn't just like it's Kawhi and one other guy, and then we just rocking and rolling. That's how it was with Mike. Them first 3 championships with Scotty.
Okay,
Your,
first of all,
Your Highness, right quick, chill. I'm just gonna read this right quick, and then you got it. Your Highness Charles said, "Nah, Ron, let ticket cook." The problem with the league today, too many of these young dudes don't respect the past era. That's why the league losing money, and these dudes tarnishing the image of the league.
Trying to tell you, and it ain't that you gotta do. It ain't that you gotta be like Mike, but it's just respect what he did. Like if Chilltown came before me, he was coming in, putting in work, coming to work every day. I respect what he did. I'm a carry on tradition. I'm not gonna fall off and slack and do stuff. When I learn something, I apply that. That's a problem with a lot of us in life. Your parents teach you one thing and you stray and do something else. No, you know what I'm saying? Your parents teach you something to do it a certain way because they want you to hold on to family tradition, the family name. They want you to keep that going. You know what I'm saying? How we did things, how we do things. Just, for example, they say heat culture, Chilltown. What is the heat culture? How we play, how we approach the game, how we gonna play defense hard. How you carry that on, bro. You know what I'm saying? And the Miami Heat is the closest thing in the NBA today to carrying on tradition, Chilltown.
Right.
The Miami Heat, from when you seen them from Zoe Morning and Tim Hardaway days to all the way up till now, they're the closest team in the NBA that's carried on that same type of style of tradition until now. You understand what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah,
So that's my whole point. It's just carrying on tradition. So when you got these new guys, you understand, that's celebrating playing 60 games, 62 games, crying about playing 65 games, bro. When you had dudes Chilltown, like I said, Bob said one thing, Ron, I'm gonna let it go. He said, "Oh well, how you, Bob? I'm gonna say this to you, bro. When you looking at those players." And you talking about, oh, well, these guys got to miss games and this, that, and the third, bro. And why would I want to sacrifice my body? You want to sacrifice your body because your job is special. Being in the NBA is a privilege, bro. It ain't something that's given to you. It's something that's an honor to be in the league. So to be able to have a chance, if you could tell Chilltown and Mars now, you'll hurt. You won't be able to. You'll be looking like Charles Barkley walk or walking like Shaq walk right now. But your entire family, your kids' college will be paid for. Your mother has a new house. Your father's okay. Your whole family is financially straight. Would you go through that grind, Chilltown?
It would have been, yes, I would have done it.
Come on, bro. You gotta. Hey, we're gonna sacrifice, man. So somebody got to sacrifice. You ain't just getting something in life and it's gonna be a free exchange. Not gonna happen.
Right. With that being
Or you can walk healthily and still provide for your family.
While cheating the game.
Who would have thought? I can provide for my family for generations and be healthy.
Yeah, while cheating the
Oh
game,
my
Mars.
God,
While cheating
like,
the game,
that's the option
playing
I'm
50,
gonna pick.
56 games, while cheating the game, load managing, cheating the game, load managing, and cheating the fans and the people who actually paying they hard-earned money to come see the game. Those are the people that's losing out, Ron. It's the people that's paying the taxpayers, the people that's paying their hard-earned money on a night-to-night basis to come support you. And you ain't showing up for them. What did Michael Jordan and all the other greats say, Chilltown? They always wanted to go out there and perform, even if they was jacked up because they knew people was paying their hard-earned money to come see them. It used to be a pride thing about that, Chilltown. It used to be a pride thing, Chill. You went to school, whatever you're doing. When you seen people coming them stands, man, that get you hyped, bro. You know how I go down, Chilltown. You could be having a little pain or whatever, bro. Hey, I see some people in these stands, they came to come see the game. Let's go. Come on, bro. We don't live in that era no more, man.
Now, with that, I want to get back to the Kawhi Leonard thing really quickly, Mars. When we talk about the better defenders, well, we can't leave out. I mean, as good as Michael Jordan was, as good as Scottie Pippen was, Horace Grant was an all-league defender. That's number one. B.J. Armstrong, one of the better ball hawks in the game when he was on that Chicago Bulls team. That was before Dennis Rodman showed up. So that was a damn good defensive Bulls team. That was a damn good defensive Bulls team. It wasn't just, if you look at, I'm taking B.J. Armstrong over Patty Mills every day. I'm taking Horace Grant over whoever, over what's the Euro's name that LeBron James blocked his shot at the rim. I'm taking Horace Grant as a defender.
Chill. What was the Bulls defensively that year that Mike left? Mars, what were the Bulls that lead defensively the year Mike left?
The year that Mike left.
In between, the year that Mike left where Scotty was there.
They were six.
And what were they the year before with Mike?
You say, Mom?
They were seventh the year before.
So the year before Jordan left.
Okay, go to the year before that.
In 92, 93, the year they won the NBA championship, they were number 4 in the league.
No, in 93 they were seventh. In 92 they were 4th.
That was the year that was
in 91 they were 7th. And then in 94, the year where MJ wasn't there, they were 6th.
Right. So they were right around the same.
And in 95, they were second.
Right around the same.
And what about 96?
First.
Mhm.
Okay, so Mike come back to go to first. Okay.
Dennis Rodman gets there too.
Oh, okay,
Can't
buddy.
leave that out.
Hey, Mars, I love. Hey, Mars, I love you.
Can't leave that out.
You great competition.
No, I'm just answering.
That boy was talking smack. He put a 25 up. He said something slick about me.
We'll just move on.
All right, y'all. I got more super chats to get to. We still obviously got to get through all of our players that need to be traded or should be kept home. But before we do that, this is a good time to shout out www.playerschoicemerch.com. Go check it out. Go copy something. Do something good for your mom. Do something good for your girl. And ultimately, do something good for yourself. Playback TV. We're on it every day. We were on it last night. Had a good time. We'll be on it today. Open gym. We'll spend a couple hours on YouTube. And then right after that, they'll go and break down to the facts. Yeah, they'll get down to the facts right on playback. Last Tuesday, this just a couple days ago, I think they broke down some Magic Johnson film and they talked about how great of a point guard he is and all of that good stuff. Today, I don't know.
You might watch some MJ defense.
Oh, see? And when we say get down to the facts, that's what we're talking about. Dub and Mars on playback today at 1 Pacific, 4 Eastern. Be sure to tap in because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a hell of a time, and it might get nasty.
I'll be on there tomorrow with my clapback. I'm coming on playback tomorrow with my clapback. So I'll have my video footage up tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So do whatever you're gonna do today, Mars. Just know, come tomorrow, I'm on your ass.
You better tread light.
I don't know why you instantly think I'm just gonna go pull out MJ just being bad on defense. I'm not.
Mars, you're diabolical, boy. I know how you get down.
I'm not agenda pushing. We're going to watch a game and break down whatever he's doing on defense. We don't need to push agendas and watch MJ defensive lowlights. We're not going to do that. We're just going to watch a random game and see how he looks on defense. That's how you gauge players. You watch the game. You don't just push agendas based on clips you grab from somewhere. That's not what we're going to do. So if he looks bad on defense in the game we watch, he looks bad. If he looks great, he looks great. That's just what it's going to be. But I mean, I guess you can push your agenda tomorrow. I might be in the chat. Who knows? Maybe. Like
the video. Subscribe if you haven't. Also, too, I just gotta let the chat know that y'all the real MVPs. Y'all run this show. So appreciate y'all for continuing to, keep the car gassed up, keeping the car oiled up, and essentially just being the engine to the whole panel. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Your Highness Charles said the average American worker gets 11 PTO pay time off days out of 265 work days. That's 4% of the time. The average NBA player takes 18 out of 82, and that's 21% of the time. What job is giving you 55 days off PTO a year? I can respect these dudes when I'm grinding.
But Bob,
so the NBA is only an 82-day job.
No, what we saying is this though. We saying that that's your performance days. That's the days that people are actually paying money to come see you play. So most of the time, so those money days is when you got to go cash in and go get your check. Like Chilltown knows this, dudes might miss practice, but we ain't gonna miss the game. You might miss a couple days of practice. We'll be there on game time. You got to be there on game day, and that's all I'm saying to Bob Mars, that guys didn't think about this stuff they think about now. When we played, we just thought about playing, bro. We didn't care. Now that their mind, once your mind is programmed to think something, or your mind you have a defeated mindset, you think like you're defeated, bro. When you have a mindset of a champion, then you become a champion, bro. You become personally, you elevate yourself to a different level. If Ron wakes up today and Ron thinks he's a bum on the side of the street, Ron's gonna be a bum on the side of the street. If Ron wakes up today and thinks he's gonna be a businessman and he's going to be a billionaire and he has that drive and that motivation, he's going to end up getting what he wants. It's all about what's inside of you. These guys ain't built like that no more, man. Shaq and all them dudes, Chuck and all them dudes, they really wanted to play games, bro. They love the game of basketball, bro. I respect that. It wasn't just about the check. Now you give guys more money, better sports, better science, better technology. Go look at them old Celtics with Larry Bird, Chilltown. Larry Bird was playing all them games. The dudes in the locker room taping their own ankles. They got an injury. They was taking care of their own injuries, bro. Giving themselves treatment, icing themselves. Now these dudes got all these amenities, and now we got more crime, more problems. Man, I don't get down with this soft, weak, terrified era, bro.
MP13 sent through another super chat and said, this conversation lends credibility to Mars' claim that accolades are meaningless. Crediting an accolade to prove someone's skill because of an arbitrary voter's subjective viewpoint gets to decide award winners is baseless.
No,
That's not true. Go ahead,
no,
Chill.
I'm not buying that. And the reason why I'm not buying that is because you're still playing at that level. Even if a guy wins the defensive player of the year, the guy who doesn't win it, he's still playing at that level. It's baseless because it isn't your guy. Because if it's your guy, you're absolutely bringing up that this guy was the league MVP. If it was your guy, I don't mean you, Mars, in particular, but if it's your guy, these are the people who say that it's baseless. But if it's your guy, you're bringing up that this guy was the league MVP. If it's your guy, you're bringing up that this guy was the defensive player of the year. If it's your guy, you're bringing up that he was the sixth man of the year, or he led the league in assists, or he led the league in steals. If it's your guy who's doing that, but it's baseless when it's not your guy. And I can't discount a guy who's playing at an all-league defensive level. I can't discount a guy who's playing at an all-league, not an all-NBA level, and he ends up getting awarded that, and the guy who he beat out doesn't. Sure, that guy, he beat him out, but I did win this, though. I did win this, and what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna discount this guy for winning it, even though the other guy did play at that level. No, I'm not gonna do that. Absolutely not. I care about postseason. I definitely care about accolades.
Teddy Hart said, classic ticket, making an argument about everything besides the point. You took good defender as a slight. Everyone who is great obviously is also good. I'll get a new shirt when you pick up a reading comprehension book.
First of all, you must be stuck on stupid. And the reason why I'm gonna say this is because it is. Yes, it is a difference between good and great. You know why? Mars is good.
Yeah,
I'm great. That's the difference, sucker. See, I'm gonna tell you something in life. See, you can settle to be good. That's why they have different levels of things, sir. You have poor, fair, good, excellent.
Elite.
Those are different levels. You're not gonna put me in a level I'm not in. Michael Jordan was a creme de la creme. So he was at the top of the top. Good is not the top.
Jordan was not a good defender. He was better.
So it wasn't a good defender. He was a great defender, sir. Now, respectfully, roll that shirt up, put that in your pipe, and smoke it.
Just because, and to his point, you said he was a good defender. He just wasn't the best. I could be a great defender and not be the best. And Jordan was better than good.
Ticket. Did you just tell him to put his shirt in his pipe?
Yeah, you need to roll up that shirt, put it in his pipe, and smoke that thing, because that shirt is horrendous.
All right. For sure. Yo, shout out to Teddy Hart, though. Appreciate you for tapping in. For what it's worth, Teddy, I think the shirts are all right, but you probably should go to www.playerschoicemerch.com if you don't want the shirt, or if you end up putting it in your pipe and smoking it, grab a new shirt off of there. MP13 came back again and said, you can't want the absolute max amount of money on your contract and then have the ability to take off as many games as you see fit to fully recover. It's a give and take. Get your rest, but you just can't get the Supermax.
That's why we got this. That's why we have this mandate with the 65 games, because that's going to go into contract extensions. That's going to go into the kind of money that you make. Because if you are an All NBA performer, that's going to go into how much money you make moving forward. That's going to go into what kind of contract you get moving forward, because your durability matters. We're not just going to give you a Supermax contract because you're averaging 26 a game, but you're only playing 50 games. That's not good enough. No
one's
That's they lying about you.
No one's arguing against load management. The people complaining are the people who are missing out on money because they are legitimately hurt.
No, because
I got no problem with that part, Mark.
They're the ones complaining. Halliburton is complaining because he's going to miss the games because of an injury he got at work.
I do have a problem with that, because a lot of these people ain't living a pro lifestyle. A lot of these people ain't eating right. See, we're not criticizing that, Chill Town. How many years we seen Joel Embiid fat and out of shape? If his fat ass was in shape, he wouldn't be getting so many injuries if he wasn't 340 pounds running around the court. If his ass was in shape, eating right, if his diet was correct,
Mars,
if
he could use it. Mars, he could take care.
I'm not arguing against Embiid. I brought up Tyrese Halliburton.
Chill Town. That's why Zion
he could take better care of his body.
I don't even think Embiid has said. I don't even think Embiid said anything about the 65 game rule. I don't think he said.
He did. He did say something about it. He said something about it yesterday. He said something about it. Tyrese Halliburton said something about it.
What did Joel say? What did Joel say?
Ron, can you pull up the quote Joel had?
Yeah, pull it up from yesterday. He said something about, he was just like we gotta struggle to play like the games, and I want to play the games, and man, whatever, man. Nobody want to hear that, bro. Listen, if the thing is this, he don't want to lose MVP, but he don't want to play the games he should play to win the MVP. See what I'm saying? So it's all about an award with him. If they didn't have a game limit on the award, he wouldn't be crying about how many games it was. Chilton, if there was no game limit on the awards, they never cried about it then when they was only playing 56, 57, 58
But
games.
he said that in an interview or posted it on Twitter.
Google it. I saw it yesterday.
Mars, your issue is that I should not be penalized when I am genuinely hurt and I can't go, as opposed to these guys who are load managing. That's essentially what Tyrese Halliburton is saying. I can't work today because I broke my arm, and I actually shouldn't be penalized for a guy who is load managing.
He can never. He's never injured. I mean, he's never healthy. What are we supposed to do? Tyrese Halliburton get hurt every single year, bro. What are we supposed to do?
I can't find what Embiid said. So
hold on. I'm saying go to Twitter, Mars. It's on the what you call thing. But listen again. Chilltown. Tyrese Halliburton is crying. He hurt every year. Bob, what are we supposed to do if you hurt every single year, missing all these games? We supposed to
get Supermax.
That part again.
Not give you a Supermax.
Right? No. That's what I'm saying. He's crying about that because he's saying that if he don't play the games, he's going to lose $40 to $50 million on his contract because he won't make All NBA because of the time limit for the.
It sounds to me like he's saying I shouldn't be penalized for this rule that these guys was manipulating the system. I shouldn't be penalized.
But you shouldn't be praised for it either if you miss the games, chill.
When I have a genuine injury, I could get with that logic, sure, but that's part of it, my man. That's part of it. If you're going to be paid like these guys that are great in the game, being durable matters. Being available matters. And if you are not available, then we can't talk about you or pay you like these guys who are available. We can't do it.
The only reason you can't pay them is because, like I said, the media have a say on how much these guys get paid. If Supermaxes weren't tied to all NBA selections, no one would complain. If the Pacers can I finish and then you can answer. If the Pacers of their own volition said, Tyrese, you've been hurt the last 2 seasons since we've got you. We don't feel it's a worthy investment for us to give you a Supermax extension. Would another team around the league be willing to give him a Supermax? Probably, because they view it as a worthy risk, and that's why I think you're worth as much as anyone is willing to pay you. But when you tie it to a media voted awards to how much these guys are allowed to be offered, and then he misses time because he got hurt at work, they're going to complain. Like, let's bring up a construction worker. If a construction worker gets hurt at work and then his employer says, we're not going to pay you for this time off where you literally got hurt working for us, they're going to complain. That's why employees unionized because of stuff like this when they weren't getting paid time off for injuries they sustained at work. That's why people need medical insurance when they work. This is what happened. If you get hurt at work and your employer refuses to pay you for an injury you sustained at work, people are going to complain. Right. That is what Tyrese.
No, when he's talking about the bonuses, though.
No one is arguing against load management. Everyone thinks if you're healthy, you should play. The idea of taking games off when you can play, everyone is on the same page.
Mars,
even the NBA players are on the same page with that. But if you can't play, they don't want to lose their money.
He's talking about bonuses and incentives. He ain't talking about his regular salary. I agree with you. You should get your regular salary that's in your contract, but you shouldn't get bonuses and incentives for freaking not playing your games. You should, because like I said, those are tied to his all NBA awards.
And they shouldn't be. That's the point I'm making. They shouldn't.
Yeah, no, I'm saying. So I'm saying they're bonuses. I'm saying, yeah, you should get. I agree with you on that. Like, you should get your money, your contract money, Mars. But as far as them bonuses, like the $50 million that he'll get if he plays the certain amount of games and makes all NBA, he shouldn't get that if he's not playing the games.
And Mars, this is where the divide is between you and me when we talk about the media and the All NBA, because I understand that the media has always voted for the All NBA, which with the media voting for the All NBA, that was determined by contracts. That would determine the outcome of contracts for players. When Tim Hardaway ends up becoming first team All NBA, if he's a free agent, when Tim Hardaway was playing with the Miami Heat, he's first team All NBA, that determines his contract now because he's moving into a different bracket. Now we're talking about him like we talk about Gary Payton. We're talking about him like we talk about John Stockton. Why? Because he's a first team All NBA performer. I understand the logic that you are now seeing the money. You're now seeing that it's tied into that. It's always been tied into that because teams. Go
ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
Teams recognize when a guy is an all-league defender. That's how I have to pay you. I don't have to pay you by the fact that we just did this. I'm also paying you because you've been an all-league defender for the last 3 years. I'm paying you because you led the league in assists, or you've been in the top 3 in the league in assists over the last 3 years or last 4 years. That's what I'm paying you based off. I'm paying you based off your production. And what your production leads to is it leads to accolades. Now, the media, I don't think that they have anything to do with determining the money because they've always done that. They've always determined who are all-league defenders. They've always determined who all-league all-NBA guys are. They've always determined who the league MVP is. That's always happened. It's just now we're seeing it. We're finding out that, if you make first team All-NBA, that's an extra $50 million, that's an extra $40 million for you. Well, the media was always voting on that. So it's not now all of a sudden, the media is taking that away from them. Well, they've always been doing that.
Yeah, the problem I have is not that the media making an All-NBA team might influence a franchise to pay this guy more because he played at a top 10 level, top 5 level, whatever the case may be. That's fine. I'm fine with that. But when you making the All-NBA team is the difference between you being eligible for a certain amount of money, that's what I have the problem with. If we want to say if Tyrese Halliburton makes the All-NBA team, the Pacers might be willing to offer him 290 instead of 250. Sure, cool. They might be willing to do it. But when you say Tyrese Halliburton physically can't get offered 290 unless he makes this All-NBA team, you're giving the media members and the voters the power to determine how much money he can make.
That's not true.
That's where I have the problem.
That's his game.
Why does Brian Windhorst get to determine how much money
Mars,
Anthony
that's not
Edwards
true.
make?
That's his games.
That doesn't make sense.
No, that's not true. That's his games that he played that determines that, because everybody knows he would be that if he played the games. So if he played those games, it ain't like they're not going to vote him for that. We're saying that this is what we're saying.
There's players who haven't made it.
Hold on. But I don't think the rule. Hold on, Mars. I don't think the rule is bad, because the rule is if you play a certain amount of games, right? So you got to play 65 games. You get to be eligible for the awards. Being eligible for the awards gets you that bonus money. Bro, as a team, I'm only obligated to pay you your contract. Everything else is a bonus. The awards is a bonus. So if you don't reach the limit and play the games we need you to play in order to get the bonus, you can't cry and complain when you can't be selected because you didn't meet the requirement. You also have to understand this. They have people who are in business, like Chilltown said, the TV networks and all this stuff. They want to see guys play. They ain't trying to keep hearing about guys getting hurt and all this other stuff. That money, at the end of the day, that money is their bottom line. So they want to see production. They don't care about what you're going through. Your boss at work, Mars, they don't really care about what you're going through in the States. You can ask Chilltown, I know you in the UK and stuff like that, and it works different in your system. But you can ask Bob. If you don't show up to work in the States, most of the time your boss ain't gonna care what the hell going on with you. You might get a couple sick days. Other than that, your sick ass or your hurt back gonna be at work. And if you don't go to work, guess what they're going to do? They're not going to sympathize with your situation. They're going to get rid of your ass. So when you look at it in the NBA had to do that because the guys they were brokering the deal with that paid the NBA money for the TV deals, they're saying, look, man, if your product ain't out here on the court, we don't want to pay for it no more. And they have a right to say that. So now you have to put pressure on guys to be out there because you have to provide these people with a product that they're paying for. So the networks are giving you the money for this. The fans are paying for this. But you got a guy that's crying about not getting bonus money because he's not playing enough games. No, you're hurt. Okay, sit down. You don't get the award. But guess what? You get your good NBA salary. That's fair, bro. To me and Chilltown, that's fair, bro. It's unfair when you start asking for unfair expectations and different things to be handed down because that's not doing me a solid. If Chilltown owns the TV network, he does a deal with the NBA. Chilltown does a $15 billion deal with the NBA. Covers all these games and all the big games he ain't got none of the star players on because they either low managing or hurt. How is that helping Chilltown? His ratings go down. He's losing money. He ain't earning money.
Fellas, I got to step in because we got to get back to the initial topic. NBA players.
Always when we cooking.
NBA players that need to be traded at the trade deadline. The next player that I got for you guys is DeMar DeRozan. How do we feel about DeMar? Should he be traded? If so, where should he be traded, or who should be requesting DeMar's services? Mars, I'm gonna start with you.
Can we just fast forward through the whole Bulls team needs to be traded? If we're gonna go DeMar DeRozan one, then Zach LaVine, then yes, the whole team. The answer for all of them is yes. So I'm gonna save everyone the time. When you ask about Zach LaVine, if you ask about him, yes, he needs to be traded too. Caruso, yes. Andre Drummond's yes. The only one who shouldn't be traded, Kobe White. Everyone else, yes. That's the answer. Yes. Vucevic traded. Trade the whole team. Trade the whole team.
Hold on, you're building a team around Kobe White, Mars?
he's a young player. I'm not saying build around him. I'm saying he's the young piece you keep on the roster. That's what I'm saying. Not build around him. You build through the draft and you build through the assets you get.
I do think the Warriors Mars could use DeRozan, what Ron said, for I think them or actually Bob's team, the Kings. If I'm them, I could look at use DeRozan because DeRozan's a Cali guy. Listen what I'm saying. He's a Cali guy. So
Cali guy, send him to the Warriors.
Bob, just listen what I'm saying first before I finish. I'm saying, I mean, the way Wiggins is playing, to me, the Warriors could use DeRozan instead of Wiggins and send Wiggins off to Chicago, and then for Big Ox's team, what's the boy's name? Big Ox,
Harrison
Barnes.
Harrison Barnes for DeRozan. I think that's an upgrade right now for them. If you have Harrison Barnes for DeRozan, because I think that also will open up Keegan Murray's role a little bit more if you got Harrison Barnes out of there. So hey, listen. I think that move could help either one of those teams. I would trade him for Harrison Barnes today. I think DeMar DeRozan in Sacramento. Shit, man, the way they play,
I actually kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of like
DeMar back to Toronto. That's where I'm at. DeMar back.
I'm actually liking DeMar DeRozan. I'm actually liking DeMar DeRozan in Dallas because Irv is in and out of the lineup. DeMar DeRozan is going to play. He's going to play every night. I mean, he hasn't really been hurt, and Luka actually would have a reliable guy on the wing that he can go to, and he knows for a fact he's going to be there. Irv, on the other hand, as good as Irv is in and out of the lineup. I actually like DeMar DeRozan in Dallas, and I don't think they'd have to give up much to get him.
DeMar.
I don't think DeMar DeRozan should be traded anywhere. I think all the Bulls should stay in Chicago. I think they should be stuck there. Because I miss the old days. I'm cool with that too. But since I had to play ball.
Bob, I had to play ball since Ron asked the question, so I had to play ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that too, though. I'm cool with them over there.
DeMar to Toronto for Bruce Brown, Jakob Poeltl pick, and then the Bulls will flip Bruce Brown and Jakob Poeltl to contenders for more picks. That's what I would do.
Ron, but you ain't see Bob down here complaining. Bob was thinking about when I said about the trade with DeMar DeRozan to the Kings for
I don't want DeMar DeRozan, but
hold on, why not?
For what?
Your Highness Charles said, "Why are y'all telling Ticket? Why are y'all telling Ticket is defending? Why are y'all telling Ticket is defending?
Why is Ticket defending billionaires?
Why is Ticket defending billionaires? Yeah. If these dudes aren't paying, why should fans watch or show up to the games? If fans aren't showing up, where's the money coming from? Y'all clowns don't think, bruh."
Okay, first of all, clown. Just so you know, the money is in TV. Just so you know, the money is in TV. I believe it's less than 40% of the money comes from the gate. Less than 40% of the money that they get in the NBA comes from the gate. The money comes from TV and contracts and advertising. That's where the money comes from. The problem is when you don't put when these guys aren't playing, it's difficult to put it on TV because the last thing that you want to do is you want to have a game where Joel Embiid is on the moniker. You want to have a game where Anthony Edwards is on the moniker and he doesn't play. That's bad for TV because that's what I'm advertising. That's where the money is. So,
and people gonna turn it off and don't turn it back on, chill, when they see that.
What's a good product if you have players? How's it a good product if you have injured players playing? We just seen Embiid against Warriors.
It's not a good
product.
That's
not a good product.
No, it's like bad food.
I said, everyone agrees with load management. Everyone. The players agree. The fans agree. The general managers agree. The owners agree. If you are healthy, you should play. Everyone agrees. If you aren't healthy, you cannot play.
90% of the league is not healthy. That's cap. Most of the guys in the NBA have injuries on a night-to-night basis and are playing. They're just not telling you.
I'm not talking about playable injuries. I've played sports where I'm not 100%. I'm not talking about those injuries. I'm talking about when you have ligament damage, or when you have a sprained ankle, or when you have a broken hand. You shouldn't play.
Joel Embiid was fine before the game. He said Joel Embiid told him he was fine. What are you talking about?
And I'm saying, look at him. He's not fine. And that's what I'm saying. Look at him. Watch him play. He's not fine. That's a bad product.
Before the game, Joel Embiid told the trainers, because the trainers got to ask the players how you feel. The dude said he didn't have no pain. He felt fine before the game. That's what the coach said after the game. The interviews on YouTube.
I'm not arguing that. I'm saying.
Ticky, your knees you ain't never had knees issues in 16 years. In 16. Hold on, Ticky. That's not what I'm asking you if you played or not. I'm asking you, in 16 years of high-level professional basketball, you telling me you have never had 3 weeks straight of your knees tweaking, just playing, messing with you?
Yes.
I assume you never really had, because I mean, if you played 16 straight, you probably never had no major injuries where you had to get surgery.
No, I had major injuries. I had knee surgery.
Okay. So what I'm saying is then exactly. So you've never walked into the gym, coach like, hey, Ticket, you good? And you hurt, but you like, I'm straight. Like I'm not gonna say, I'm straight. I'm good, coach. Don't worry about it. And then get to playing in 30 minutes. It depends on you.
Your knee is bothering, your knee is killing you.
Hold
on. I feel where you're coming from. Though. It all depends on you. Here's my point to you. I feel where you're coming from. But think about this, Ron. Ron, you have a different pain tolerance than me, right? So because maybe you're tougher than me. So little knick-knack injuries, not going to affect you as much as it affect because we come from a different era. So you're going to play. Now some guys, if they get a knick-knack, they can't go. They'll make it seem worse than what it is. So normally, hold on one second. Let me answer your question. So if I don't have ligament damage, but my knee is sore, or I got tendonitis or something like that, and the coach said, hey, you ready to roll? Yeah, I'm going. Let's go. That's how we thought. That's how we play. And we didn't think about it during the game. Nowadays, these guys are thinking about it, which is causing them more problems. And the reason why they can't play through those injuries, because their brain is now functioning to not be able to play through these situations. Again, Ron, this is one thing we need to talk about on this channel in the future on a different episode. This is the problem with guys like Zion. This is the problem with guys like Joel Embiid. When you're running around here 350 pounds, Joel Embiid's 350 right now. Do you know that? You can't be
that heavy?
Here.
Is he that heavy?
7 feet, 350 pounds. You can't be running around here 357 feet, playing the way he plays, thinking you're gonna be healthy. You have to get in the gym. You have to eat a healthy diet. Them dudes ain't eating. All them dudes in the league ain't eating healthy. You can tell by how their body looks.
I got to read this super chat, and then he sent the follow-up super chat to the last $25 super chat he sent through. He said, I did not say Ticket is defending billionaires. Someone in the comments said he was. I said fans aren't going to show up if they do. Then he followed up and said, okay, Mars, I agree with you. I don't want players who are actually hurt. I don't want this super skilled, fragile generation then. Bring out the old school dudes with less talent who played 82 games a season then. Problem solved.
And the fans were more involved. Chilton, do you agree with that? Back then, the fans were going more crazy. The fans loved the teams. The fans actually love teams more than they do now. You actually had a better fan base then than you do now. And you actually have more viewership then than you do now. So all of the new stuff they're doing is not proven with the numbers because they got all the technology, but the numbers are down. So like I said before, man, it's all in your mind, bro. Bob, it's all in your mind. If you ain't got no torn ligament, Bob, you gonna play. That's the difference. Big Ox gonna play. I know if Big Ox my teammate and he got a little knee tendonitis and we got to roll, Ox, you all right? Oh yeah, I'm good. Ox ain't finna tell me he bad. He gonna play. These dudes now, they not cut like that no more, bro. And that's the problem. When you give them too much, they take advantage of it, bro. And their minds process to think a different way. If you start forcing them to do something, they'll do it. They said Kawhi could not play no games back-to-back, Chilltown. They said the man had degenerative knees and it was only going to get worse. And Chill, remember they had you thinking he only had 3 good years left in the league?
I said he's out. I said he out the league in 2 years.
As soon as they took his money, Chilltown, this motherfucker like all MVP.
I said he's out the league in 2 years.
As soon as they took his money, Kawhi looked like the MVP of the NBA right now.
Hold on. Let's get back to this Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, 350 pounds, Ticket. Come on, man. He ain't that heavy.
350. But Chill,
he is not that heavy.
Hold on. Chill. Did you see Joel Embiid?
I know he big. Yes, he is big.
Hold on.
He can't be 350. He ain't that big.
No. Look at Joel Embiid beside Jokic, bro. You know how much Jokic weigh? Jokic tipping 300. Look at Joel Embiid. He makes Jokic look small, bro. Joel Embiid is running around here at 350. Zion Williamson was running around here at 310, 315. Come on, bro. These dudes, you think these dudes really eating right? You think they taking care of half of these dudes, Bob, don't even have a personal trainer. I mean, a personal trainer or a personal chef. They don't have that. Half of these dudes eating at McDonald's, Burger King. I see these guys all the time. They don't care about that. They just going, you can't live like that and expect your body to what you put in your body is what you're going to get out. What do you think Joel Embiid is eating for dinner every night? That fool going and getting a goddamn.
I know that boy eating good. I know that boy eating real good.
That nigga getting a 20-piece from KFC, not a 5-piece.
All right, so let's keep it lit. We moving on to the very next player at the top of the list that I think everybody up here has talked about, and we're all expecting the trade to happen at some point sooner than later. But we got Dejounte Murray for the Atlanta Hawks. I need you guys to tell me, where should he go or should he stay? Ox, I'm going to start with you on this one.
DeJounte, Orlando.
Dejounte to Orlando. You've been pushing for those Orlando guards to be upgraded. So
I'm
all
on Ox's side on that now. I'm on Ox's side on that.
Orlando, I would love to see that. Orlando, Paolo, France. They'll get busy.
Who comes off that roster? Ox. Okay, so if DeJounte's in Orlando, who's out? So are we coming off Markel? What is it going to take to make the deal happen?
I would. For me, it's any two of those. I'm pretty sure Atlanta's going to be like, well, for losing DeJounte's defense, y'all have to give us Jalen Suggs.
Oh no! Don't do the trade.
That's what I was about to say, Mars. That right there.
Markel and Cole Anthony.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't
Right
think
there.
that should be a thing. It should be Markel and Cole. What I'm saying is, I'm not trying to come off for Jalen Suggs, but if it's like, you know, Jalen Suggs in a pick or something, I think DeJounte is that much better than Suggs. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to.
The money going to match up too, though. I think you have to throw Gary Harris in there.
Gary Harris.
So Markel and Cole might be enough to get it done. Markel, Cole, and some picks. That's what I'm offering.
That's what it should be. If Orlando can do that, then it's that good. Because you got the defense of Suggs, you got the defense of DeJounte, and then don't forget Anthony Black too. You know what I'm saying? That's a good start for Orlando. I like what they could do with that team.
Either way, forgetting that Orlando has Anthony Black.
Paolo, Suggs, and Anthony Black are damn near untouchable, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Who else? Anthony Black. Who else?
Franz, Paolo, Jalen Suggs, and Anthony Black are borderline untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't trade them for anything.
See, but with Anthony Black being there, I'm a lot more comfortable trading Jalen Suggs. A lot more comfortable.
Ron, why y'all want to trade players from a team that's coming up doing things the right way, like Orlando?
So that could be better.
No, they are. Just let them keep going. They're on the right
trade
path.
Markel and Cole Anthony. We're with that. Jalen Suggs.
No, I'm saying I think Orlando's on the right path.
Yeah, they are on the right path. They just need one more piece.
I think sometimes you got to let teams, grow. I do think that, like, the teams that are coming up, like Orlando, to me, keep developing those guys. Because those
Markel and Cole Anthony are never going to be good enough.
How you know that though?
Hey, we gotta keep pushing on Ticket, because I gotta get your answer on where you think Dejounte Murray should go.
He shouldn't go nowhere. He should stay his ass right there in Atlanta. When I think about it, the dude that should go, if they're going to trade anybody on that team, they need to be the cancer.
Trey?
Yeah, he's the cancer on that team. He's the one consistent that's been the problem. The coaches you have ran through coaches now. How many coaches Trae Young had? Like 4 coaches. He had the ball-headed black dude.
Lloyd Pierce.
He had.
Then
who was there before Lloyd Pierce?
No, Lloyd Pierce was his rookie year. Lloyd Pierce.
Okay, Lloyd Pierce.
Lloyd Pierce, Nate McMillan, Quinn Snyder.
Now we on Quinn Snyder.
There was like another intern between Nate.
Yeah, there was another intern. And Quinn Snyder ready to pull his hair out his head over there. I'm watching him on the sideline like, man, Quinn Snyder be over there ready to go crazy on a nightly basis and dealing with Trae Young. So they made it seem like it was old boy they traded to the Jazz. But it wasn't him. He's gone. They got worse since he's been gone. What's the big boy's name, Mars? The power forward?
Joe Johnson?
No. The power forward that was with the team last year.
Oh, John Collins?
Yeah, John Collins. They made it seem like it was Collins. He gone. The team got worse. Bro, it's Trae Young, man. To me, it's Trae Young. Trae Young is not meant to be, even though he's a good point guard, he's not meant to be a leader of a team. He needs a guy who can
4 ones, yo. Ticket, they gave up 4 ones for DeJounte Murray. 4 of them.
Yeah, bro.
Are we gonna get those back? 4.
No, I'm saying I promote Murray because I think that Trae Young's a bad influence on him. I move Murray to the point. He's a bigger point. Play the D. Get Trae Young out of there and go get another. I would say go get another. I don't know, man. The Hawks. I'm iffy on Sadiq Bey. Sometimes I watch him. Sometimes he play well. Sometimes he don't. I'm not really a fan of his game. But like when I start getting down on him, he do me like Skeet Henderson did me last night. So
like who Ticket? Like who Ticket?
Man, that motherfucker Skeet. I started thinking about Mars when Skeet started. I said,
man, you should have known he was gonna cook that Bucks defense.
I said, man, this fool Mars sitting up here telling me about Skeet. And this fool come out here cooking last night, Ron. Skeet came out on everything cooking them boys last night. I said, man,
That's
dog,
why I asked you. That's why I asked you, Chilltown. Can Dame guard him?
that's
Nope.
crazy.
Hey, shout out to Doc Rivers letting Giannis shoot free throws, by the way. Shout out to Doc
So
Rivers.
Mars, they gave up a 20. They gave up this year's one. They gave up a 25 one. They gave up a 26 one and a 27 one.
Yeah.
I assume one of them's like a swap or something.
So yeah, I'm not getting rid of him, Chilltown. I'm keeping Murray because he does. I think he does play D, and he's good. I think he can run the point. He's good. I would move Trae Young and try to get another big piece instead of him and team him up with Murray. See what I'm saying? That's what I would do. I would do that. What I mean is that, like, Mars, what do you think the biggest need for the Hawks is outside of point guard?
A wing defend, like a two-way wing.
No, I'm saying if you could get another star player,
This kid, Jalen,
what position would you be looking at?
What do you
For them, like
think
power
this kid,
forward?
Jalen?
I'd be looking for a two-way wing. I don't know how many exist in the NBA, but that's why.
Okay, so if I'm moving Trae Young, then if I'm moving Trae Young, Ron, I'm not moving Murray, Ron, but I'm moving Trae Young, and I'm looking for a wing, maybe like I'll be damn, Ron. Ron, would y'all do something like this?
I do Trae Young for Brandon Ingram.
Yeah. Would y'all do that, Ron?
No, extra pieces, of course, extra pieces, but like that type of player.
I thought it was just straight.
No, not straight up, but like
whoa, wait a minute.
Brandon Ingram's the center.
Would you do Trae Young in a pick for Brandon Ingram and Herb Jones?
The Hawks are giving up a pick?
I'm saying with Trae Young to get Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, and one other piece.
I wouldn't do that
immediately.
Pelicans.
Immediately.
You don't like Zion on Trae?
No, I do like Zion and Trae. I'm saying, if I'm the Hawks,
I don't.
Yeah.
You don't like Zion and Trae, Ox?
I'm not. Trae pass that ball.
Defensively, it's cooked.
Yo, Ticket. I'm gonna have to. We go holler at you tomorrow, all right?
Hey, man, I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Hey, you see how big Jordan Beat is, right, Ron?
Yeah.
Put him on the big screen. Yeah, see, I know his levels, baby.
350 though, man. Damn, Ticket, you wow with that right there. I think you definitely
Embiid like 290.
Yeah, 350. That's wild. Nah,
Shaq was 350.
I get what Ticket's saying though. If Zion was 310, you gotta imagine Joel Embiid is 6 inches taller than Zion. So that's a whole lot more mass. On top of that, if he's out of shape, if he's that big, I can see him being in the 300s. 350, maybe not, but 310, he could easily be 310, 320. Easily.
He's like 290.
Yo, Ox is two. I mean, I ain't gonna throw it out there, but Ox is in the upper twos and he's 6'8".
Ox 6. Let's stop the 6'8". I seen Ox. Ox 6'9". A bit of it.
Okay, Joel Embiid got 4 inches on Ox.
Yeah.
With every inch, you got to expect another 10 pounds.
At least, but Joel big though.
I'm being kind of mathematics is this.
I'm telling you, that's usually how it goes. With every inch, it's at least another 10 pounds. So
you know, like the body mass index, Mars.
What the hell is going on?
It's on there, bro.
Hey, Damo, pass that, yo. Since you walked in the door, pass that, please.
You know I will, chill.
Absolutely, my man.
We still, but before we get to last night's games and break down all the scores and whatnot, we still in the middle of this Dejounte Murray scandal right now. So I gotta hear. I heard from Ox. Ox said the Magic. Ticket said he don't need to go nowhere. He need to be traded, and Trae needs to go. But Damo, I'm glad you came in. Chill, I still need to hear from you, and Mars, I need to hear from you. But Damo, since you fresh into the party, where should Dejounte Murray be traded?
I'm trying to think of places that need a point guard. We had this conversation before. Not that many teams need a starting point guard. The only ones I could think of that could upgrade by getting Dejounte Murray, in my opinion, the Spurs.
Say it, Damo.
The Spurs are the first. The Spurs are the first team I feel like would need him. They shouldn't have let him go. Letting him go was a bad. I mean, you robbed the Hawks 4 first-round picks. I can't get mad at that. But you should probably try to get him back if I'm the Spurs, because you do need more guard play to help with those young guys' development, especially Wemby. Wemby needs guards. I would say the Spurs, of course, the Lakers. I'm a good Dejounte guy. I like Dejounte Murray, so I feel like we definitely need defense at the point guard position. And although everyone's saying his defense is fluky and fake, I don't believe that. I just think he's put in a bad situation down in Atlanta that's kind of exposing him. Just like Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges isn't a bad defender, but when you're asked to do some different things that you're not used to doing, or just isn't you're going to suffer some way. So I would say that the Spurs 1, the Lakers 2, and other than those 2 teams, I do like the Magic. I don't know who you said the Magic. When I came in during the Magic conversation, that Ox said it. The Magic could be a good fit for him too.
Yeah.
All right, Joe Mars,
Yeah.
talk to me. Dejounte Murray.
Orlando's. I'm with Ox. Orlando. I think
Okay.
if Orlando can get a guard, I'm offering Markel and Cole Anthony and some picks for guards around the NBA. Every guard who is potentially willing to ask out, or any guard who is in a situation that isn't beneficial, I'm looking at them. Chicago, Zach LaVine. Hello, I got Cole Anthony and Markel Fultz. Oh, Atlanta. Hello, I got Cole Anthony and Markel Fultz. Any team that has a guard, I'm dangling Cole Anthony and Markel Fultz, just hoping someone will bite, because I think they need floor spacing, shot creation from the perimeter outside of Paolo and Franz. So yeah, all that. If there's any other guards coming up, like primary guards, I'm probably gonna say
that's not enough for what's his name in Cleveland, is it?
Donovan Mitchell.
No, the other one.
Darius Garland.
That's his name. Yeah.
I'd dangle it around, see how many picks they ask for. Anything but Franz, Paolo, Jalen Suggs, and Anthony Black. And I'm also trying to keep Jonathan Isaac. Everyone else, they might have to become available in that trade, but I'm offering it. I'm for sure offering it.
You think these teams are going to take 2 point guards for like other point, like Atlanta? If they're keeping Trae Young, I'm thinking the mindset of Atlanta basically has everyone on the table but Trae Young, in my opinion. I don't think they're trying to trade Trae Young, which I don't blame them. Do you think they would take, even if you're throwing 2 or 3 picks on it, you think they'll take Markel and Cole Anthony, knowing they have Trae Young still too?
I don't think Trae Young's gonna be there very long. I'm gonna be honest. I have no inside sources. I just don't think that he's gonna be there very long. And I think, I mean, Cole is what, 6'2", and Markel's like 6'4", 6'5". I mean, it can work, and especially if like it gives you the chance to, if one of them doesn't work out, the other one might. So you get 2 guards who both have pretty good upside. And Markel's upside is probably cooked right now, but like generally speaking, you get 2 guards who seem decent on paper, for the price of 1, and you'll probably get some picks back from Orlando for Dejounte, because Atlanta gave up a bunch of picks to get him. So you want to get some picks back. So I think they'd look into it, but they're going to ask for more, obviously. But the Magic don't have much wings that I think are available, because I'm not giving up Jonathan Isaac if I can help it.
Pretty sure the Magic got picks though, right?
They should. I don't know why they wouldn't.
That's what
they traded some picks. No, the Bulls traded them picks for Vucevic. So no, they got picks.
Yeah. So did they get picks for Gordon? For Aaron Gordon?
They had to.
I think so. Yeah, I think I don't know the Magic's pick future, but I'm pretty sure they got picks. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So if I'm the Magic, I lean heavily on those picks. It might be like those 2 guys, and even if I need to, I'll give Atlanta back another pick or 2, because it's like, as young as we are, we still got Anthony Black, rookie. We got Paolo and Franz, very young. Wendell Carter is even still relatively young. Who else? Jalen Suggs, still young. Even Dejounte's still young enough where it's like, yo, like obviously you want those picks, but we good. We got a nice treasure chest of young assets.
Oh, Orlando have a bunch of picks. Yeah,
they need to go ahead and do what OKC needs to do.
They got
the picks behind
pick
their
this
players.
year and 2 next year, 2 in 26, 1 in 27, 2 in 29. I think they got a bunch of picks. They got a bunch. Yeah, they got a bunch.
Okay.
He just signed a contract extension last summer, though. Literally, just this summer, Dejounte Murray just signed a contract extension this summer. So it was obvious that he was part of their future plan. So the fact that they're moving off of him, I think that's interesting. But
I don't think they thought they were going to be this bad.
Yeah, I didn't think they would. I thought that this matchup between him and this pair between him and Trae Young would be a lot better. But since you want to move off of him, and Mars, you mentioned 2-way wings, and I probably can't get you the 2-way wing you want, but I can get you some shooting. So I'm going to call up New Orleans. I'm going to ask for the Kid Hawkins. I'm going to throw in Jose Alvarado, and I'm going to ask for Herb Jones. Those 3 guys I'm going to ask for, see what I can get for. I'm going to see what they would give me of those 3. Remember, Damo, what I really need is 50. I'm going to ask you for 150 to see what I can actually get. That's what I'm asking.
Who's up for Atlanta right now?
Yes, Atlanta. I'm going to call up New Orleans. I'm going to ask for Hawkins. I'm going to ask for Herb Jones, and I'm going to ask you to throw in Jose Alvarado. And I'm going to see what your counter is to that, because I'm sure you're not going to give me all three of those guys. So I'm interested to see what that. I'll be interested to see what that would look like.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, but chill. I know you're a Herb guy. I'm a Murphy guy. I'm a Trey Murphy type of guy. So I'm like, I damn near asking for Herb and Trey. I'll try to come off with both of them. Might not be possible, but I think you put those two type of wings next to Trey, it's like now we talking. With Jalen Johnson, I think that's you know how we've talked about building rosters around smaller guys. You obviously need defense around them and floor spacing and shooting, big athletic guys. I think those are the two guys that have really helped Trey, along with Jalen Johnson.
That's fair. Yeah, I can get with that.
I think no matter what pieces you try to go get off of teams to put around Trae Young, your ceiling is going to cap out the same. The ceiling is not going to go any higher with this team. They can go out and try to put any mismatch of different guys around Trae Young. If the team is built around Trae Young, their ceiling is still here. That's the real issue here. And it's not something easy to be done. But I feel like in terms of competing, if it's trying to, I know it's different angles you can go. You can go to just sell ticket routes, just appear to be competitive on paper to sell tickets, and that'd be fine. Or if you're trying to win. And if you're trying to win, I'm not going to lie, the answer is you need to find somebody better than Trae Young. Yes. And that's not easy. That's not easy. That's not the easiest thing to do. But that's what, in terms of winning, he can't be the best player on the team.
Right.
Okay. So because that's what I'm thinking. Okay, I got you. Because I'm like, there was some talks about Anthony Davis and whatnot too. I think if you had a guy like Anthony Davis on that team with Trae Young, I think that's what Trae needs. Trae needs like a big man, you know what I'm saying? That can go get his too.
Guy.
Yeah, if Trae had a big guy on his squad, I think he can make a decent run.
I've always thought that when you asked Mars, what's a position you feel like? Well, I don't know if it was you, whoever asked Mars, what's a position you feel like they need? And he said a two-way wing. Man, for me, he needs a damn big who can really work with in the pick and roll, can play defense, and to my opinion, stretch the floor a bit. Not necessarily need to be able to sit there and hit the three, but have the ability to pop, and they can really manipulate.
Davis. Okay, he needs Anthony Davis.
Cool. I mean, it's not just
because Clint Capella. I mean, Mars, if we being honest, Clint
you
Capella
just described AD. I don't know what to tell you.
Clint Capella is outdated in that offense. He is. As good as Clint Capella was,
I don't like Clint Capella.
I think he's outdated in that offense. And to get a pick and pop guy, to get a pick and dive guy that can knock down a 15-footer, that can run the floor like Anthony Davis, yeah, he'd be really good on Atlanta. Really good on Atlanta.
I'm with Rondo. I'm not interested in Jordan Hawkins if I'm the Hawks. Well, he didn't say that, but in terms of like Trey Murphy, I'm with him on that. But I'm not. The Hawks have Jordan Hawkins on their roster. They just don't use him, and I don't know why. I don't know what AJ Griffin did. AJ Griffin was Jordan Hawkins of last year. A wing who can shoot, elite shooter, movement shooter, off the dribble,
and play
can attack closeouts. I don't know what happened this year where he just started getting DMPs, maybe beef with the coach, maybe it's a family issue, maybe he got worse. I don't know. AJ Griffin is Jordan Hawkins on the Hawks. He just doesn't play. And I don't know, maybe Hawks fans can tell me if there's any Hawks fans in the chat. What did AJ Griffin do and why does he not play? Because he can stretch the floor, he can attack closeouts, he can get downhill, make floaters, finish around the rim. Doesn't really play defense, just like Jordan Hawkins. So I don't know, and I think he might be younger than Jordan Hawkins or the same age. So I don't know. I don't know what happens. I'm genuinely curious about what happened with AJ Griffin. I don't get it.
This is the perfect time. The perfect time to shout out a rivalry that's going to be happening today in the NBA between the Lakers and the Celtics. And we'll be watching it right on our very playback stream with J-Rob and 7. You guys be sure to pull up at 4:15 Pacific time, 7:15 Eastern time, and we're going to watch that game live in full effect. You never know who's going to pull up. Dama might pull up. Chill might pull up. Ticket might pull up. You never know. Also, right after that, it's going to be another game between the 76ers and the Jazz. That's J-Rob and Ox. J-Rob going back-to-back. Shout out J-Rob. Hey, J-Rob not low managing today. He getting it in. On top of that, he got open field today too. Yo, J-Rob's being true to the game. He's not cheating the game. Shout out J-Rob. Shout out Playback. Catch us a little later. Also, if you haven't liked the video, go ahead and like the video. I got a couple super chats, and then we're going to get on to the next player. Teddy Hart said, trade Devin Vassell and McDermott and maybe some picks for trade. Then then the Spurs should draft the best possible shooting guard in this year's draft. Let DeJounte, Vassell, Jalen Johnson, and Okongwu rock in Atlanta.
I don't know if you. I don't know.
I'm
if you
trading
think that-
Keldon, not Devin Vassell. That's why
Yeah.
I'm at with it.
I don't know if that's enough.
You know.
For Trey, I love Trey Young, and just like Damo, how much Damo loves Anthony Davis in Atlanta with Trey Young. I love Trey Young in San Antonio with Wemby, because now, one, you got a primary distributor. He's going to be so much better in transition, particularly. I ain't even talking about stop and pop in the offense, pick and pop. I'm just talking about in transition, how much better he would be, right? And how much more Trey Young is going to open up the offense for him. I just don't think Devin Vassell and McDermott is enough. I don't think that gets it done.
Keldon Johnson, Vassell, and a bunch of picks, man. Just not this year's pick. Keep this year's pick, but like a bunch of. Because if you get Trey Young and Wemby, you making the playoffs next year. You
I
making
don't
the
fight
playoffs
that.
next
I
year.
will not fight that.
Because Wemby gonna be a borderline top 10 player next year. So yeah, they making the playoffs.
Jamaica's Choice said, now that Damo's here,
I don't
want to hear nothing about the trade about trade DLo. Trade that super bum at your small forward spot. What is his purpose on earth? What? I'm a Golden State Warriors fan, and I'm a B-ball fan before a team fan. Damn Taliban, Cam to the Magic.
Trade that bomb at your small forward spot.
I would assume he's talking about Torian Prince, but then he said Cam to the Magic, so I'm like, okay, he's talking about Cam Reddish. I've been on the train of, man, stop with the whole trade DLo thing. It's not DLo's fault. I've been telling you that.
And DLo started rocking lately because he like, I ain't the problem here. I'm not.
That's
No,
why
I am
Damo's
not.
saying that right now, Chilltown. DLo, as soon as DLo goes back, as soon as the trade line goes by, and DLo
And he
doesn't
starts
get
shooting
traded, he
30%
goes
from
back.
three,
Is
yeah.
He goes
he a
back to
terrorist?
playing.
Is
As
he
soon as he
back
goes
being a
back to
terrorist?
playing like DLo,
Get him out of
Damo
here.
gonna come up here.
You know what's
and be like,
funny?
we should have traded DLo weekend.
Now you know what's funny? When DLo and AR was sitting there struggling at the beginning of the season, who came on here calling DLo a terrorist? It damn sure wasn't me. Y'all have not heard me talk about DLo terrorism all season. I ain't been sitting here saying we need to move DLo all season. Y'all can check every episode this year. Even the start of the season, I said I'm going to make it my point this year to not sit here and try to blame DLo, because I see the trend going on with the Laker fans of, oh, we got to scapegoat somebody. And it's not about the only person I want to scapegoat. I made a resolution to say we're not scapegoating with this thing. So now I'm just blaming the team.
But be that as it may, Damo, be that as it may, we can for sure go back and watch the tape, and you didn't say any of that, right? That's cool. But when this season is over, and it's because of DLo, you are going to come up here calling DLo a terrorist.
You can't judge this team until Gabe Vincent's back. I'm gonna be honest. When
Stop,
Gabe Vincent's
bro,
back,
Mars. Cut it out, Mars.
when Gabe Vincent's back,
Yeah.
then you can judge this team at their full
What's
capability.
Gabe Vincent's record as a Laker? He's like 1-7.
He's been playing with on a hurt knee. Then he got surgery. When he comes back and he looks like Gabe Lillard again, everyone goes, "Oh my god, Gabe Vincent!" That's when we can judge the team when Gabe Vincent's back.
All right, y'all. Teflon Gunsmoke said Trey Young for Jalen Brown.
They already
The
got
Boston
like
Celtics
they already got a point guard in Boston. They good.
The Celtics aren't trading any core pieces. They'll
No,
trade like O'Shea Brissett or something.
Nope.
All right, that's that. We're gonna get on to the next player that I have on my list. We talked about the Orlando Magic a lot. Receiving somebody, Mars, you're gonna like this one. But
No,
maybe
untouchable,
trading
untouchable.
maybe trading somebody. He doesn't play a lot, but he's very valuable in the minutes he plays. Jonathan Isaac. Do we see there being any contenders that may want to reach out and get
Milwaukee.
7 to 15 minutes of
Pick
Jonathan
up the
Isaac?
telephone. Milwaukee, pick up the telephone and call Orlando and check their temperature on Jonathan Isaacs. Call them up and ask what's his availability, because he is what you're looking for, a wing defender who could give you minutes in spots. Now, Mars, he's only played 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Well, Doc Rivers will spread that out. Doc Rivers will play him 5 minutes here, then play him another 8 minutes here, then play him another 5 minutes there, and actually spread that out where he can be effective, as opposed to what Coach Mosley's doing, where he'll put him on the floor for 11 minutes and you won't see him again for the rest of the night. No, that's not what Doc Rivers is going to do. So pick up the telephone, Milwaukee. Like I said, call up New Orleans, ask for Herb Jones, call up Chicago, ask for Caruso. Pick up the telephone and call Orlando and check their temperature on Jonathan Isaac, because that's your wing defender that you're looking for.
I would say recently his minutes been going up. Apart from a back-to-back, he's never going to play a back-to-back ever. So when he played the back-to-back against Dallas and started 8 minutes, cool, we understand. But recently he's like 22 minutes, 20 minutes. So like his minutes been going up, and that's because he's untouchable. Orlando, don't trade him. He's 5 players untouchable now: Jalen Suggs, Paolo, Franz, Anthony Black, and Jonathan Isaac.
Or maybe Mars. It's not that he's untouchable. Maybe his minutes are going up because he wants people. They want people to see him to up his trade value.
Yeah,
maybe that's the case.
I'm gonna be honest. Jonathan Isaac on this Magic
He
team.
can play 2 more minutes.
No one wants to see the Magic in the playoffs. No one wants to see them. If Jonathan Isaac can play 22 minutes in a playoff game for a series, you don't want to see them.
He'll get there, Mars. He'll get there. They're just revving it up.
Yeah, every game I'm ramping him up 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds till we get to 22 minutes.
Mars, it's that car that's it still looks good on the surface, but it's got some problems. So you shine it up real good and you put it out on display because you want everybody to see, hey, check it out. This is what I got to sell.
Be a used car salesman?
What I'm not telling you is that this engine got some problems, but I ain't gonna tell you that part. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna run it up and down the block for you to show you how good it runs. So that might be what's going on in Orlando right now. They might be doing that.
Jonathan is different, yeah.
Damo, Ox, Jonathan Isaac. Suggestions?
Keep him where he at, man. I don't.
All right.
Yeah, stay home. Keep him in Orlando because you put him in a big market and they resurface those. He refused to kneel things.
All right, cool. We're gonna keep it pushing off of Jonathan Isaac to the next player. The next player that I got on the list for you guys is Bruce Brown.
Bruce Brown.
I ain't even wavering with this. Pick up the telephone, Denver. Get him back. Pick up the telephone, Denver. Get him back. Yep. Call him up.
Baby.
Get him back.
Baby.
Yes, sir.
I made a mistake.
Hey, it happens, Ron.
Baby, I made a mistake. Cool thing about it is I still got this. I still got your same pillow over here.
Yeah.
You still got your side of the bed.
Yeah.
I still know exactly what breakfast to make you in the morning.
Come on home. Come on home. Pick up the telephone. He's exactly.
If I'm an OKC, I'll trade number 3 for him.
Well, speaking of number 3, I was watching that. We're gonna get to this later, but I was watching that Oklahoma City game last night. His ability to shoot in the mid-range. It looked like somebody moving the basket. Like it looks weird, bro. It looks weird, Big Ox. It looks weird, Damo, where his shot looks like he's rushing it and he's got the ball too much. He's got the ball way too much, especially in the meat and potatoes of the game. He's a good distributor, and I think he's a really good playmaker, but it's like putting a square in a round peg in a round hole. It just doesn't seem to be working with him in the lineup. I don't like it.
Chill. Where does Bruce Brown play for?
He in Toronto.
Raptors. He's in Toronto. Okay, that's what I was thinking. So I had to bring somebody bring somebody from Toronto to give us the inside scoop on what's going on up north.
What's
going on up north?
That's for that segue, Ron. I don't.
That's the terrible
segue.
Oh,
what up, Chilltown, Mars?
What up?
Hello, Jalen.
What up, Jalen?
Jalen, you want number 3 in Toronto? Jalen, you want number 3 in Toronto for Bruce Brown?
I mean, I'm not mad at it. I still think he has potential in the league. I think he can still be a quality player, and if you can get it for the cheap, because again, innocent number 3, Josh Giddey, say his name loud and proud. Yeah, I'm gonna have him on his team, 100%. 100%. That boy innocent.
That's fine. The Toronto fan has spoken. He'll take number 3 for.
You call him number 3. You put him in the same category with 32.
Oh hell no.
Oh,
I'm not gonna I'm gonna be honest. I've got so used to just saying number 3 that it's not
okay.
reflex.
I just want to make sure because when I think
that's
about the whole landscape of what went down, I'm like, yo, come on, man. That sounds wild.
32 gonna be 32 forever, but
that
number 3. I'm just saying number 3 because I'm
those two things are not close to the same thing. Are you telling me, So Big Ox, I'm 19 years old. I'm in a club. I meet a chick.
We don't need to talk about it.
Honestly, sometimes I don't even know. I don't want nothing to do with
Bruce
it.
Brown. Back to
We-
Bruce
we
Brown.
should-
Back to Bruce
yeah,
Brown.
I'm
Back to
saying-
Bruce Brown.
should
I'm just
definitely
saying.
talk about
Josh-
Bruce Brown and where
I'm
he should
just saying.
go.
I have a difficult
I
time with
would
that.
like to see Bruce Brown in OKC. That's the point I'm
Yeah.
getting at. I think Bruce
If we
Brown
could
will-
get a nice young player
Yeah.
and maybe even a draft pick for obviously a contender who would be able to use Bruce Brown, I'm taking that all day, every day.
What's the
So do you-
plan?
do you-
What's the
what do you have in
plan?
mind?
What's the plan, Jalen? In
I mean,
Toronto?
look,
What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing in
Oh,
Toronto?
it's definitely. I think a rebuild. I would say quite a full rebuild because we have pieces like quickly, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes.
Right.
We have pieces there, so it's not going to be some full rebuild where we're going to be the
Right.
worst team in the league. But I think it could be, a kind of rebuild on the quick, maybe a 3-year period. I think we can be back in the playoffs. Maybe 5 years back in contention based on who we get or if we draft kind of a star or Scotty Barnes take that next step. I'm still
Right.
believing in Scotty Barnes, being probably a top 3 two-way player in the league. I do think he has to figure out kind of his, when you say basketball IQ, makes a lot of dumb decisions. Even off the court too. We've seen him make some dumb decisions too. But on the court, it's a guy I think that can give you 25 any given night. If he's shooting the ball well, definitely up and down with his jumper, especially that 3 ball. The playmaking has definitely improved this year in passing. He's probably going to be more of that next year too, kind of a primary ball handler for them. And then the defense is going to be elite. So I mean, I think he can definitely be. Hopefully, he can be the best player on a championship team. Right now, I think that's a hopefully. So I think he.
Yeah,
probably
Mars,
be
he
a
just
number
said that.
two.
He did just say that.
Hopefully, that's
Yes,
the
he
plan.
did.
Develop into obviously.
He did just say that.
Comp has always been Kawhi Leonard. The goal was always him to become Kawhi Leonard. That's the goal with Scotty Barnes.
Mars, wait a minute, Mars.
That was not the comp.
Wait.
What?
100% the goal.
Wait.
That was not the comp.
That's what we were saying in Toronto. We
It
wanted
definitely
to
was.
Kawhi Leonard.
It definitely was.
Kawhi
man.
Leonard.
I'm telling you,
It
that's
was.
what we want.
Wait a minute, Mars.
It definitely
Why
was.
is that
Mars.
ridiculous,
We heard a lot of.
When
We heard a
Scotty
lot of
Barnes came
Kawhi.
in.
Yeah.
When Scotty Barnes
Yeah.
got drafted, the comp was Kawhi.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of.
Yeah.
I heard Scotty
That was
Pippen.
Kawhi.
I heard
Yeah,
Scotty
Scottie
Pippen.
Pippen.
All right, I
That's
heard a
what
lot
I
I
heard.
don't know where
No.
you guys have different
If he was-
conversations.
Right,
Yeah.
but what I'm asking you, Mars, is when Scotty Barnes showed up. I mean, it's the same logic with Kawhi. When Kawhi showed up in 2011, did you see 25 a game, 26 a game, Finals
No,
MVP?
I'm not saying he can't develop. I'm not arguing about how well Scotty Barnes can develop.
Right.
My memory of Scotty Barnes when he got drafted was not the comparison was Kawhi Leonard. That was
No,
not what
I heard.
remember.
I heard Scotty Pippen. That's what I heard.
I definitely didn't hear
I
that.
heard Draymond Green and Ben Simmons. So what conversations was I having?
I'm about to say, I don't know.
I never
Who are
heard
y'all
Ben
talking
Simmons.
to? That's
I
crazy.
heard Draymond Green.
I
and
did hear Ben Simmons. Now Draymond, I don't know about Draymond. I heard Ben Simmons though. I heard Ben
Scottie
Simmons with
Pippen,
offense. That's literally what
Yeah,
I heard.
I don't know.
Ben Simmons with offense is crazy. Ben Simmons with offense is
It
crazy.
is crazy. That's why I had high expectations for him. I'm like, Ben Simmons with offense. Man, is this the new
Yeah, I liked
prototype?
him. I was like, yeah, I like him over Jalen Suggs, but Kawhi never once did I hear
Yeah,
that.
Kawhi
I
is
heard
crazy.
Draymond and Ben Simmons, but
You put Josh Giddey on this team and you ship out Bruce Brown, we could make the playoffs in the East.
I'm not gonna lie.
We could make the playoffs in
At
the East.
first, I was like, yo, I'm selfish. I'm biased. Bruce Brown to the Lakers. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not gonna hold you. Bruce Brown to OKC might be the best move. And if anybody should go to Canada, I looked it up. The age of consent is 16. Josh Giddey would
I
thrive.
thought about that.
in
See, we're
Toronto.
on the same page. I thought about
Josh
that.
Giddey would
I thought about that.
thrive in Toronto. I looked
I
it up.
thought
This
I
is
did
crazy.
my Google.
I
I
thought
did
about
my
that.
Google.
You know what?
It's
Giddey,
16. Zach,
Giddy, I'm gonna get you right. You come out with me to the 19 plus club, I got
statue.
you. I'm an idea for you. Make sure it don't happen again. We good.
You don't got
Me and Dumbo are on the
to. You don't
same
got
page.
to. You don't got to.
I hear you, but
man.
we're gonna make sure nothing is going down.
me and
Don't
Dumbo
get
on the
tricked
same
when the
page.
age is 16. Who tricking you? It's legal
Nobody.
for you, buddy.
I mean, yeah, you ain't going to jail. That's true. You ain't going to jail.
I don't think Toronto wants to trade for the Pied Piper, so
But it makes
Let's-
sense. Bruce Brown in OKC does make sense. Like,
Like-
nah, for sure. I like that. I like that. Ox, what do you think, or who do you think should be looking at Bruce Brown's services? That was wild too, Damo.
Milwaukee obviously should be looking for him. Yeah, I'm gonna stop.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and just stay with Milwaukee. I'm gonna stay right there. And yeah, Denver should be trying to, get him back. But Milwaukee.
All right, cool. On to the next player. Next player that I got is in a terrible situation. Very, very bad situation. And I think that for the most part he will be freed, but maybe not. He's in possibly the worst situation you could possibly be in Detroit. Bojan
Bojan
Bogdanovic.
Bogdanovic.
Free Bojan.
Free him.
100%.
Free Bojan.
Okay.
Free Bojan.
How much is he making? Like 18, 20?
Not enough.
Free Bojan.
Swap for
Hey,
Bojan,
Bojan.
the one in Detroit or Atlanta?
Yeah, the one in
Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah. I mean,
He's
both
making like
of them.
20. He's making like 20 mil.
The one in Detroit City.
Keep
Bojan.
him there.
You know who can use Bojan? The Timberwolves. I think Bojan could use some of his scoring. But Bojan and the
who?
Timberwolves, that's the thing for who?
You have to make up 20 mil.
I'm gonna say,
Mars,
Yeah,
Mars,
yeah.
you got
Timberwolves
Bojan
sound
on the books for 20 this season, and you got him on the books for 19 next
There's
season.
no
That's a
contender.
steal.
There's no contender that can give up the pieces it would require to get Bojan's money to work and then be better with him than they were before. In my mind, unless I'm clearly misremembering a team.
now let me ask.
Wait a minute, Mars. He's on the books for
Would the
20
Warriors
million
be
this year.
better
That's almost nothing.
Would who be better? 20
The
million.
Warriors.
is almost nothing.
if they gave up
What would-
Andrew
what-
Wiggins?
I don't know if they're
Wiggins for Bojan, would they be better?
You're just trading.
Even if it's a small amount, would that be a? Because I'm trying to think of a team
Yes,
that-
yes. The answer is
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, I mean, the Wiggins I've seen for the last like 4 or 5 games, maybe, but like the Wiggins we've had this season,
the defense
they'd
takes
be
a step
better.
back.
They'd be better, but the needle is so negligibly moved
Mhm.
that I don't know why they would make that trade. I think there's probably better things out there. Bojan just I don't think there's a contending team, because if Bojan wants to leave, it'll probably be to a contending team, not a mid team. I don't think there's a contending team that can afford to get him. The only team that I think can afford his salary just straight up would be OKC. And I don't see the reason why OKC would get him. So I don't think there's a team that would have to
But it would
match the
cost, too.
salaries, match the 20 million, and then with the piece they'd have to give up to match 20 million. I don't think they'd be better with him than they were before.
I'll tell y'all, Bojan to the Mavericks makes them very competitive.
For who?
So I don't know. They'll figure it out.
What,
Look,
Tim Hardaway?
No, they
Or
got other
like
pieces.
every big they got, every big they got that's not
It
their
would, have to
rival.
be, it would have to be Tim Hardaway.
Either Tim Hardaway or you're gonna have to trade Dwight Powell, Maxi Kleber, and like 2
There you
other
go.
bench
You
players.
can't afford to trade your bigs when
Yeah,
you're
you
running
don't have one.
nothing.
Who else they got
At
over
that
there? They could bring James Wiseman in the trade too.
Look, with the Timberwolves though, you can
That's a
say
negative asset.
I don't know, that's a little extra.
Yo, could Luka unlock James Wiseman?
If anybody,
Hey, if Luka could make James Wiseman a competent NBA player, Luka's the best player in the world.
I mean, they're not going to lose Derek Lively, right, in the trade. They're not giving them him. So just bring another big to come and just be a body. At this point, that's all you got to do.
So
Why would
throw
you trade
James Wiseman on the
Wiseman?
end of that deal.
James Wiseman's. Why are you going to add a DMP to the deal? Like, he's not going to bring any value to that.
Oh, wait, hold on.
James Wiseman is not what y'all making him out to be.
I
No,
ain't
he's
gonna
not.
lie.
a
We're
great
not doing
player.
this just
He's
so you
not.
can free
He
Bojan.
can't be
We're
that,
not doing this.
no. He
I'm
can't
just
be that
saying,
much
like,
worse
bro.
for Dwight
Free
Powell.
Wiseman.
He can't be that
You
worse for
know
Dwight
what I'm
Powell.
saying? You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't have to
how
come over
bad
here.
you have to be getting DMP coaches' decisions.
Do you
on
know
this.
how bad Dwight
Oh,
Powell is?
That's
Yes,
right. They do got
better than James
Rashawn Holmes over there. That's right. And he
yeah, but
actually
wait,
played
Rashawn
decent
Holmes is
minutes.
making
He
Rashawn Holmes
played
making
good
$12 million
minutes
a year.
yesterday.
You could trade Rashawn Holmes. You could package Rashawn Holmes.
How much is
and
Rashawn
another
making?
piece. Rashawn's making 12, so you could package him with let's say you want to throw in
Sleeper?
Dwight Powell, Josh
Or
Green.
Dwight Powell?
It's not another big.
Yeah.
We're not adding another big to the deal. We can't. So Rashawn Holmes.
I'm just thinking money.
Rashawn Holmes.
I'm not giving you Josh Green.
You're not giving
Personally,
Josh Green.
I'm
Okay.
giving-
You say Dwight
Josh
Green, you want
Green.
to keep.
See ya.
Markieff Morris, he's making $3 million salary.
Yeah. Add him.
on
Add
the
him,
pick.
for sure.
Yeah,
Add
you
him.
got adding like Derek Jones Jr. and then like the
Okay,
pick.
now we're getting rid of all the wings.
And I'm saying you hold on. You got to get rid of obviously some players and maybe just pick up a guy too. But if you want to make the salary,
bring Alec Burke too. Come on, Alec. How much?
I
you
mean, if
making?
you make Alec, then you get rid of that.
Alec Burks is more money.
Yeah, so that's all right. It's more players too.
I don't know.
You put Bojan on that team, Mars. You put Bojan on that team, and then a couple of guys that don't play anyway on that team. That's it's trouble. It's trouble.
Maybe the
'Cause if
Knicks.
The Knicks. I mean, see, you put Bojan anywhere, they get better.
The
That's
Knicks
basically
made the
what
big
I'm trying to
Because
say.
I know the Knicks still have Evan Fournier's contract.
Do they have any more?
he don't-
How
he
many
don't
picks do
even
they
play.
have? How many picks do they have though? They give a lot to the Raptors.
I don't know, but I mean, if Detroit are just trying to salary them, because I know they're trying to free up cap space because they think they have free agency destination. So Evan Fournier is.
They are not, by the way.
They think they are. They think
Nah, man.
They are
they
not.
think they are. So
No,
if you
they
get
are not.
Evan Fournier's expiring contract, and they attach a pick to it.
They've been playing so well, though. I might not even try to mess with that chemistry. They've looked great.
Yeah, but I mean, they stretch the floor. I mean, you got enough defenders around him. He can shot create a little bit, take a little bit of pressure off Jalen Brunson while Randall's out.
If I'm the Pistons and the Knicks call me, I'm asking for Julius Randle.
You just doing that, Damo. You don't give me.
No, I'm not. I'm going Bojan. I'm going Bojan, Isaiah Stewart, and probably Jaden Ivey. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead and give me Julius Randle.
Yo, chill. So he just doing that just to mess with him?
Off the strength. That's why.
Yeah, he just
no other reason.
Got to throw the Knicks, W.
That's it. That's all he's trying to do it.
Hey, Damo gonna be over there like, oh, that's what you want? Okay, well, if you want that, check this out. Julius Randle, Jaden Ivey, and while you at it, let me get 3 picks.
Listen, I'm just being honest, man. I don't see why. Who says no in that deal, right? Come on,
the Knicks. That's them saying no.
Oh, they get a nice hustle guy, big body in Isaiah Stewart. You get a nice another young guard with some dynamic abilities like Jaden Ivey. You get a phenomenal scorer at the wing and Bojan, and all you got to give up is just Julius Foulias. Come on, man.
Julius who?
Julius Foulias. That's what I call him, man. Listen, this is the Villanova Knicks, baby. Like, I don't know what we're talking about. They don't need Julius no more. I'm pushing that propaganda for the rest of the year. Or at least till trade deadline.
It's all fun and games until Julius Randle really leads the Knicks to the finals.
Then it's gonna get real tricky.
Jalen Brunson is there. No, Jalen Brunson is there, and I don't care what the narrative is. Ever since Becky Hammond said something about him, this is Jalen's team.
Let Randall get Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
I was gonna say, let Randall average that 25 and 13.
Hey, Mars, it's gonna get so nasty in here.
All right, y'all. Moving along. I still got more players, but we got some old super chats that I do want to address. Teddy Hart said, "Fine then. Instead of league minimum 65 games, make MVP voting based on year stat totals mixed with team success instead of using per game stats. Total versus per game inherently rewards availability anyway."
Voters already accounted for availability. That's what didn't make sense to me in the first place. The last it was Bill Walton when he played 58 or whatever he played, 57. And then the other MVPs who won with less than 65 games were in shortened seasons, so lockout seasons or the COVID year. So that doesn't really count. The MVPs always play 65 or more games anyway before this rule was implemented. So the voters already, whether that's subconsciously or consciously, voted thinking about availability. That was something they did. So I don't think.
What about other awards?
Well, he said MVP. I was just my MVP.
Oh, did he say MVP? My bad. I thought he was talking about awards.
Now all NBA. I mean, yeah, I guess because like LeBron and Jimmy Butler made it last year and they played like 57 or something. So I guess you'd be like, oh well, that's what should change. He said for every award. I mean, yeah, but I think each award is different because the voters already account for games played. That's why LeBron was third team last year. If LeBron put up those numbers and played 70 games, he would have been second team. But
I don't know because Draymond just came out with a quote saying that around the lines of when Kawhi Leonard beat him out for a defensive player of the year, and Kawhi only had 51 games on the year. Now I don't know how many games he played that year. I don't know what else is the context, but it is a clip of.
Draymond was just wrong. Kawhi played 72 games in 2016.
Nah,
Draymond was just
get these mics away from these people, man.
Draymond was just blatantly wrong. I don't even know why he didn't think he said something, but Kawhi played 72 games in 2016 and 2015.
He's a liar. Draymond's a liar.
And to your point, Mars, Giannis played 72 games that year. He won the league MVP in 19, and the next year, which was the bubble season, he played 60. Right? But he was on his way to playing well over 70 games. If COVID didn't shut the season down. He was well on his way to playing over 70 games.
I like the rule. So I think it's fine. If you're gonna miss out on a team, it happens. You miss out on an all NBA team, you're gonna lose a little bit of money in a contract. Do better next year.
You're not really losing it if you never had it. You know what I'm saying? If you never had the money, you're not losing it. You know what I'm saying? You're just not getting it.
You're missing out on the chance to get it. And again, like I said yesterday, the only people I would feel bad for, only person I feel bad for is Embiid because his entire career has only hovered around 65. rarely got above 65. So a guy like him, I'm not going to say, oh, because you came in the game injured and you're just injury plagued in general, or you don't deserve to be paid because you're missing out on MVPs and stuff like that. Other than that, everybody else should shut the hell up and play ball, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, wait a second. Isn't Steph and LeBron and KD, aren't they exempt from this?
But the 35
Yeah,
and plus club.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, certain
Okay,
players
that's-
are. After a certain amount of years and minutes.
That makes sense.
No. After a certain amount of years.
Steph, KD, and Bron finna get a first team again.
Hey,
Boost
talk
their
about
resume.
Talk about it.
Oh,
Don't have one more.
Yeah.
Are you dudes grandfathered in? Is that what we're doing? Is that what's
Yeah.
happening right now?
So
I
with
love
the
it.
rule, with the sit, well, I call it the
Right.
sit down rule. With the rule, yeah, they said certain players, and at the time I thought it was if you played an X amount of years and X
Right.
amount of playoff minutes, I think they said X amount of years and X amount of playoff minutes. If I'm wrong, chat, please correct me. But if you pass a certain threshold, you're exempt from the rule. So that's why when guys like LeBron or Steph miss a game, you don't hear the he only has 14 games left until he can't be eligible. Like you don't hear none of that when they miss a game. But every time Joel sits down, that's one game away, another game away. So yeah.
I wonder how many more years Kawhi has to play before he's grandfathered in, so he can get back to that.
He ain't never gonna get the minutes.
Probably this year. It's
He ain't
probably
never gonna
this
get the
year.
minutes.
That's why he's playing like this.
Hey, Damo, it might be the way he playing this year. It might be.
So Kawhi finna play 70 games this year and then go back to playing 40 next year.
15.
About
chill.
36,
chill.
about 36 next year, and still get first team All NBA because everybody else gonna be hurt.
Kawhi playing 48 minutes every playoff game, boy. I promise. He's playing every game this playoffs.
He
Is
just
not coming
might.
out.
He just
He's not
might.
coming off the court.
All right, so I got a super chat from MP13. He said it's not discounting a guy, but players who don't want to win awards get discounted by the masses because of the same reason. And for what? A media member who had a bias or factors that aren't even related to the player's game.
Player, a guy. Wait a minute, put that back up. Players who don't
There's
want
players
who don't win awards. I'm sorry, I read
there's
that
players who
wrong.
didn't get the accolades who will be
Mhm.
forgotten to history.
I got it right.
Like I was talking about this. Was it with you, Jalen, when we was on playback? How Jonathan Isaac is never going to make an all defensive team.
Yeah.
And like, so 20 years from now, Jonathan Isaac's basketball reference page is going to have maybe like an all rookie team, and that's it. No one's going to know Jonathan Isaac was one of the best defenders in the league for a stretch because he couldn't make an all defensive team because he didn't play enough minutes.
Facts.
Which I understand. I'm not saying he's the reason it's a problem. I'm just saying like those players who don't get the accolades don't get recognized of how good of defenders or how good of players they are because it doesn't show up on their basketball reference page, and the people who didn't watch them are never going to see. And that's the problem. This would all be solved if people watch these players play, but they don't. And that's why people like these accolades don't paint the picture of how good these guys were, because there's better guys who didn't make the All NBA team, or there's worse guys who did, and blah, blah, blah. But you'll think this guy's better than this guy because he made it this amount of times and this guy didn't. So you think this guy's better, but he's not better because you didn't watch him. If you watched him, you would see this guy's better. That's what the whole accolade thing is about. Like,
And we also can't. And Mars, you and I just literally had this conversation. A guy who's playing at that level. I mean, Tim Duncan never won a Defensive Player of the Year. Is Tim Duncan not one of the best defensive players ever?
yeah, but
Because
you
he
know
did-
that. You
Right.
know that because you watched him.
Right.
Now tell a casual, hey, Tim Duncan a better defender than insert someone who made a bunch of defensive teams. and won
Mutombo.
Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah. How's he better than him if Mutombo has 4 defensive player of the years and made all defensive teams? this
DeAndre
many
Jordan
times?
will be remembered as a better defender than Tim Duncan.
Marcus Camby.
Well, no, because
No,
Tim Duncan still
that's-
has 50 in all defensive teams, so he still has that going for him. So that's why it has
Right.
to be as someone who won a bunch of defensive player of the years and made like 10 all defensive teams. Like, how's he better than this guy if this guy won this many defensive player of the years and made
Right.
all defensive team 10 times and he only made all defensive team but never won defensive player of the year? Those people who never watched, that's where these accolades come in, and it's like they need to watch them, but they don't, and that's why the accolades skew the perspective from the masses who don't take time to watch the game.
Jake Fashion said top 5 all-time shooting guards in their prime. Chilltown, I'm gonna delegate this to you.
Jordan, Bryant, Wade, Drex.
Ooh, you're gonna leave one of. I
Chill.
was gonna say, is it Harden
Carefully.
or
Jerry
I know
West,
somebody-
Jerry West,
Harden or
the point
West?
guard. Jerry West, the point
Point
guard.
guard?
So-
Then-
No, I see Jerry West, Steph Curry, James Harden, Allen Iverson. I put all of them dudes in the same category. Them
Combo.
dudes.
Okay.
One would say James. One would say Allen.
That's
Both
what I was
Some
combo
would
thinking.
say
guards. Both combo
Manu.
guards.
I'm thinking about.
Man, go ahead, say Reggie Miller, man. What are we talking about, man?
I don't
Reggie
think he was
Miller.
better than Ray Allen. I'm not sure he was.
I'm not
I'm
mad at that.
sure.
We
That's
hate
facts.
my guy
I think
Reggie,
it's
man.
This is what we do, Chilton. We just meet right in the middle. Just meet right in the middle and call it Manu Ginobili and move on.
How Manu Ginobili not a combo guard?
Right.
Shooting guard for sure.
Chill. Do you have a fifth, or is that one just tough? Is it too tough to call right
I'll
now?
say Ray Allen.
Ray Allen. All right.
Yeah.
Jay got game. Sent through a $25 super chat and said, "I love Player's Choice. I just checked your playback schedule. Why don't you guys do any Knicks games? They're the hottest team in the NBA right now." You know what, buddy?
Since you brought that up,
Should.
Since you brought that up, let me see
since
what
you
the Knicks
brought
play
that up.
tonight. I'll see if I can. So the Knicks play the Pacers tonight. Tonight, we're going to be watching the Lakers and the Celtics game. So probably won't get to the Knicks and Pacers, but hey, I'm gonna get the Knicks on the schedule, Jay. I promise I got you. But also, too, when we're on playback, we don't just watch one game. We skip around to other games, and you know what? We'll tap in for a minute.
Saturday, Lakers at Knicks. Do that game, Ron. Lakers and Knicks. Lakers and Knicks. That's a good game, right?
Mars, I'm glad you said that because on Saturday there will be a Dallas Mavericks watch party.
Oh my God, LPC, man, LPC.
But before that, it will be a freestyle stream with Jalen and Seven. What time do they play?
It's the same time as the Dallas game.
As the Dallas game?
Yeah.
It depends on who you. It depends on who you ask and like how dudes show up. Because my man Damo showed up to my crib and he we did a little bit and he just bounced. He didn't even say nothing. He just left. he didn't say, "All right, I'll get with you later." Yo, chill. Say what's up to you. Nah, he ain't do nothing. He just left the party. Just bounced.
Chill went to get some drinks. I slid out. I was like, "All right, this is my chance."
I went to the refrigerator to go get to fill up the point. I come back. He gone.
Dallas against the Knicks next Thursday.
Dallas against the Knicks next Thursday for sure. We're gonna stamp that in for sure. But even this Saturday though, if worst come to worst, Jay, we just gonna kick in the door on that Dallas Mavericks party and we're gonna turn it to a Knicks party because I would much rather watch the Knicks and the Lakers than Dallas and the
That's
Bucks.
facts. Usually Lakers games are always shown too. So Lakers should be a big game.
Like that Houston Lakers game. Yeah.
Oh, that blow was crazy.
Like I said, we're gonna kick in the Dallas Mavericks party, tie JD up, throw him in the closet, and we're gonna turn up.
Mm-hmm.
DSG Piccolo said, "Not gonna lie, Ann Simmons had me worried before he hit the go-ahead shot. Also, I don't know what happened, but Ayton has been playing well lately. I need Scoot to play a complete game next time. He started off great."
Mars, they actually competed defensively on the wings last night. I liked what I saw from Beasley. He actually competed on the wing last night. He was getting in the passing lane. He was disruptive. Dame actually competed. I was thinking to myself, if this is the kind of defense, don't get me wrong. I mean, that was a tough shot that Simons hit over. That was a tough shot that Simons hit over Beasley. That was a big time Euro step. But if this is the kind of effort that you're going to give, you might have a shot. The problem is I don't think this is the kind of effort that you're going to get on.
They lost to the Portland.
I'm about to say this kind of effort you give to the Blazers.
Yes, they did.
We're praising effort, and they lost to the Blazers.
Because, well, that's where it starts, Mars. That's where. Don't forget.
How about when you're down by 3, you don't inbound the ball to Giannis? Hello, Doc Rivers.
Have y'all talked about that today?
No. Are we going to address the coaching?
Get the ball to Dame. Get the ball to Dame.
And then did you hear his explanation? Oh, if Giannis made the first, I trusted him to rebound the missed second one.
No.
What?
This is why Doc's a fraud. This is why Doc's a fraud.
Hey, let me just say, this is why I said, yeah, Lakers don't fire Darvin Ham because the coaching market is not lucrative. There is no lucrative coaches. People were telling me Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers came in there and did that. What is this? What? How many games has it been for Doc Rivers so far? This is what?
Dude, he has a 0% winning percentage as the Bucks head coach.
He went in there in Dame's homecoming to Portland and ended like that. Dame inbounded.
I'm telling you, Doc Rivers is that guy who's friends with a lot of NBA GMs and people around the league. He's consistently getting jobs, but he has consistently underperformed everywhere he's gone. He's just that guy that's well connected.
I like Giannis's chance to rebound the intentionally missed second.
How many coaches have the the player resume, the amount of talent that Doc has coached. Let's just stick in this era of basketball. We don't even got to go all the time. How many coaches have the benefit of being like, I coached, and to be able to go through a laundry list of names? Like, what?
Yo, Damo, I'm not gonna lie to you.
He coached Tracy McGrady. He coached
Y'all
Tracy
y'all
McGrady.
hyped those Lob City Clippers though.
He coached the Boston Celtics with Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Rondo, and Paul Pierce. He coached the Clippers with Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan,
JJ Redick,
Jamal Murray. Not Jamal Murray, Jamal Crawford.
Jamal Crawford.
Lukambo Amute.
Right. Then he coached the Houston Rockets with James Harden and Chris. I think wasn't Chris Paul on that roster? No,
He ain't coached Rockets. He coached.
It wasn't Rockets.
No,
It was
I'm sorry,
he
It
coached
was
the Clippers
Philly.
with Kawhi and Paul
The
George.
Clippers. I'm sorry. The Clippers with
Kawhi and Paul George,
and
yeah.
Paul George.
And
And
That's
then it
his
was Philly,
resume.
and then it was Philly. No, Philly. Ben
No,
Simmons,
I was
Philly,
like,
Joel
Philly after
Embiid.
that, yeah.
Ben Simmons,
Hold
and Joel
on.
Embiid. Then it
Hold
was
on, make
James
sure-
Harden, Joel Embiid.
Don't forget
Tyrese
Tobias Harris. Don't forget Tobias
and
Harris.
One NBA
Y'all
champion.
name y'all
He
naming
didn't even
everybody.
make another
Shea
final
too.
after Boston.
He had
never
Shea
made
and
a
Pat
final.
Beverly. Yeah, Pat Beverly.
Shea was 5 years old.
He's
I thought they was like
Hey,
eight,
still went to the playoffs with him. Lou Williams.
Lou Will. That Clippers team was no joke.
Oh, don't
Hey,
forget Trez, Montrezl Harrell.
Sixth man of the year, Montrezl Harrell.
I do gotta say before we move on to
won a game outside the second round since I was a child.
before we move on to the next player, I do want to say after watching last night's game, as a Bucks fan, Doc and Damian Lillard might just be a match made in hell.
Uh-oh.
It might literally be the worst possible pairing that we could put together. We'll see. I think that Dame is good enough to overcome some of Doc's coaching blunders, and I think Doc has been around the block enough to be able to put Dame in the correct positions and Giannis as well. But I don't know. Last night looked bad. It was certain things so they're inbounding the ball with that they're down one. I know we're in Portland. I know you want to give Dame the ball. I know you want Dame to hit a game winner so he could do the bye-bye or hit the TikTok on his watch. But you're inbounding on the side. Giannis he's standing in the corner and Malcolm Brogdon is guarding him. All Giannis has to do is literally walk to the block, call for the ball. It's no Tumani is guarding the inbounder, but he's not even shading the ball away from Giannis in the corner or on the block. You're down. It's 8 seconds left. You're down 1 point. Give the ball to Giannis. I don't care if we're in Damian Lillard's backyard in Oakland where he grew up. Give the ball to Giannis. Get an easy two or get fouled. That's just the most common sense play. Instead, they pass to Damian Lillard. They pass to Brook Lopez. Damian Lillard comes off the dribble handoff, off 2 screens, and he doesn't even get the ball back because they double Dame. Yeah. I'm like,
real huge.
First of all, I don't know if anybody watched the last time Dame hit a game winner for Milwaukee. I know y'all seen Brook Lopez walk the hell away from the court when he got waved off. If y'all didn't think that he was about to get his get back and wave off Dame and everybody else to get his game winning shot, you're insane.
Like
I knew from then. The look on his face when he seen Dame get the ball, he just turned around and started walking. And Dame hits it. He didn't run back to celebrate. He did it afterwards. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, Brook is definitely about to. He's going to take the next shot he gets, and that was the next shot he got.
Which it wasn't necessarily a bad shot from Brook, but the ball should have for sure went to Giannis with Malcolm Brogdon guarding him on the block.
What up, Bama?
It was just bad and predictable, if you ask me.
Man, I know I said before. I know I said before I wanted the Pacers and Bucks matchup in the round one. I absolutely need it now. Now I need it. I need it.
This has to happen.
Need it.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
The possibility.
Pacers Celtics. No, we do not want that. Pacers Celtics.
I need the Pacers. I need the Pacers to knock the Bucks out in the first round so I can have a fun summer. Because to throw Doc Rivers on top of the propaganda I'm pushing against Dame and Giannis, now I get to throw it against Dame, Giannis, and Doc. What a summer.
All right, y'all. Keeping it lit. On to the next person. We're continuing on this trend of good players on bad teams. So let's continue to do this. We're going to go to Washington. And yes, you guessed it. Kyle Kuzma. Should Kuzma be traded? And where should he be traded to?
Keep him there.
I
I
mean,
thought you were talking about Bilal.
we've seen Kuzma.
It's not Daniel Gafford.
We've seen Kuzma in a high pressure situation with the Lakers, in a situation where they're supposed to be contending, not perform at his best. So why do we think he's going to suddenly perform in a spot where like he's not in a losing situation?
Jalen, he wasn't terrible. He
wasn't terrible. He wasn't terrible, but he wasn't
on that championship team. He wasn't terrible.
I'm sure, but I don't.
He was the third option. He performed,
and he was only in year 3.
Time. Kuzma's not a third option on a championship team or a winning team like that.
Well, he just was. They won the NBA championship with him as the number 3. That happened, Jalen.
Yeah, but I mean, it's an outlier when you have 2 of the 3 best players in the world.
Hey, well, you could say that about a whole bunch of other dudes.
Oh, hold on.
You can say that about a whole bunch of other dudes that were number 3s on championship teams that was on good running with dudes that was awesome. So yes, he was the third best player on
the typical championship roster. Kyle Kuzma shouldn't be your third best player. I don't think he was the third best player. I just think he was the third leading scorer. But
yeah, I'm gonna see how we do this.
I think he was the third. He might have been the third highest paid player because I'm looking at these numbers he put up in the finals.
Yeah, 8 points a game.
He damn sure wasn't the third best player in the finals.
He shot 35% from the field, 31% from 3. He was the 5th leading scorer in the finals. Oh, it's rough. It's real rough.
Yeah, but you don't just judge. You don't just judge. Oh wait, KCP averaged more in the playoffs than
I'm about to say, Casey. I'm about to say, going back to the 2020 finals, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say KCP emerged as our third best player. Like he was hooping.
I just thought Kyle Kuzma averaged the third most points, but in the playoffs he was 4th.
I thought Rondo was better than 2 in the playoffs. I think Rondo played more of a key role.
All I know is Oklahoma City, pick up the telephone and call up Washington and check their temperature on Daniel Gafford. Check their temperature. Find out what's going on.
That's a fact.
Let's see how they feel about him. Let's find out. Big Ox, one of the things I found out, the worst thing that can happen is they say no. But the best thing that can happen is they can say yes. So
best thing that can happen is they ask for Josh Giddey. That's the best thing that can happen.
Right.
Yo, I do want to inquire about, because it's 2 more players on the Wizards. You guys mentioned Gafford. I want to hear what everybody thinks about Gafford. Kuz as well. Haven't heard everybody. But before we do that, D3 sent through an urgent super chat. He said, Ron, cut the show. Chill, I got straight smoke with you. The other day you said race car drivers ain't athletes. F1 drivers race on the street with a cement wall inches away from going over 150 to 200 miles per hour, experiencing 5 Gs. Put some respect on them. Chill, Tail.
It's not an athlete.
Put some respect on Lewis Hamilton, Miko Ryananen. I mean, they got.
Apparently, Damo schooled me to the 4. Damo schooled me to the 4 to 5 Gs when I'm holding the steering wheel. I mean, all right, I suppose
the G-force thing is real. I will say, I feel like there's certain things that are considered sports that are more skills. Some skills and some things you can be highly, like it's a high level skill, but I'm not gonna call it a sport.
Right.
Driving to me, I understand the complicated metrics of it. I know how hard it is. That is a skill. I don't consider that.
Bull riding is a bull ride. You gotta be an athlete to be a bull rider. You have to be that to ride a bull.
It's called motorsport. It's a sport.
Yeah, but it's not a sport though. Like the thing, they just call it that. They just call it that. Like Jalen just said, they get paid. Like the amount of money you make has nothing. The amount of money you make has nothing to do with this sport. The how athletic you are as a person. There might be a lot of athletic guys in those cars, but it's still not a sport. Just because it's very dangerous and they're driving really.
What makes something a sport? What
would make it a sport?
You're not using your athletic ability, even though it's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have you have to be involved in the athletic.
Well, wait a minute.
I think there's a lot of fast twitch muscle fibers, really.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's still not a sport.
That's not true, Big Ox, because racing is a competition, and if it's a competition,
right? It's a game. It's either a competition, a game, or a sport. There's a difference.
An activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against others for entertainment.
Hence the word
F1 is a sport.
Mars, what you said when an individual does what, Mars?
An activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or a team competes against another or others for entertainment.
Hence the word compete. It's a competition. This is a race. It's a competition, Big Ox. Absolutely.
I understand that, but I'm saying there has to be a level of physical exertion.
The physical exertion is the G-forces you experience when you drive in that car. That's the physical exertion.
No. That's the force being, applying the force to you. I'm talking about you actually doing something with your body that causes this force.
I'm holding this. I'm holding this steering wheel, so this thing that I'm in at 175 miles an hour doesn't go careening, and I flip over 1,000 times. That does require some skill, Big Ox.
The physical exertion is you putting your foot on that gas pedal. Physical.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? There has to be a level of physical exertion, and that's just.
I'm not gonna lie. I think you can pay to like get in an F1 car. Try and push the gas pedal.
Mars. I'm not saying that. All right, look, Mars. What I'm saying is, I don't care if it's hard. It's still not a sport.
I ain't gonna lie.
You just said there needs to be a level of physical exertion. Now you're saying
yes, but the physical exertion needs to come from not from this motor causing this force.
No.
It has to be.
Try and push down the gas pedal in a Formula 1.
I guarantee you, all those racers got way better calves than you. I promise you.
That's cool. That's not the point. I just said you can be very athletic. You can be very athletic and all that, but that doesn't mean what you're doing is a sport.
Don't get sensitive. Damo was just really pointing out the facts.
You can be in very good shape and all that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I barely just start considering baseball a sport. I'm just thinking
that's crazy. You're crazy for that. That's crazy.
But I came off that. I came off of that. That was dumb. That was dumb of me. I came off that.
I'm not saying it's golf a sport.
Now golf is a game.
You're crazy. Oh my god.
All right, so we gotta keep it pushing. One of these days we'll get into Ox's whole narrative on sports games and competitions. But
bowling is more of a sport than golfing. But it's not
golf is more difficult to play.
I didn't say it
doesn't. It takes a high level of skill. I feel you.
It doesn't.
Fellas, we gotta get back. We gotta get back to Kuz. I gotta hear Kuz destinations. Ox, since your mic is hot right now, since your mic is flaming, where should Kuz go?
I don't know for Kuz. I don't know about Kuz. I wanted to ask you this earlier though, Damo, and I'm happy we got to the Wizards because we were just talking about Daniel Gafford. Is there any possible way where, obviously, Chilltown, you got to get a third team involved here? Is there any way where the Lakers would come off of Anthony Davis to acquire a package such as either Trae Young or Dejounte Murray, as well as Daniel Gafford, some picks and maybe Bogdan Bogdanovic, Bogey from Atlanta? Is there ever a way with that might happen?
I don't think the Lakers would do anything like that. Can't hear you, Damo. Can't hear you, Damo.
What?
No,
are you kidding me?
What?
No,
what did you ask me? What?
No, Lakers are not doing that. No.
Trade him for who? For
Trey. I'm saying Trae Young. You get Trae Young
or DeJounte. You said Trae or DeJounte, not both.
Mm-hmm.
Trae or DeJounte, not some picks. I need all the picks. Every pick you got. I don't care. Both teams giving up all their picks. What are we talking? Nah, obviously not all their picks. But no.
I'm saying you get Trae Young, 3 first rounds.
This was such a random question.
Hold on. Now let me ask Ox.
Yeah,
is this post LeBron retiring? So like this?
No, he's still on the crew. No, he's still on the
right
crew.
now. I'm talking about right now.
He's talking about they competing with LeBron and Trae and
as long as LeBron is in a Lakers jersey, AD is here. There ain't nobody I want to see. There's only a couple players, and we can't get them. I ain't gonna lie to you.
If you move in, you blowing the whole thing up.
This isn't a take. This isn't a take. It's just a question.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well,
I don't know. I don't know.
Big Ox, so your question, Ox, no.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Now, ask me this in the summer when LeBron officially tweets out that he retired. Hey, Ox, we can have a serious conversation about it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm all for it. I'm hearing all offers because I know the end is here. But right now, while my glorious king is still suited up, nah, can't do it.
Kyle Kuzma destinations, Jalen. I need to hear from you.
Kuzma. Okay, so let's see. In the perfect world, I'd like to have him as maybe a 5th option on a championship winning team. So it's not OKC, not you know what? Maybe put him at Denver. Maybe Denver.
Are we good in Denver? We straight.
You know the option to just say
that, or Cleveland, not a scoring punch in Cleveland. Maybe off the bench. Maybe they
have Karis LeVert. Just say stay in Washington. Just say stay.
Look, I would, yeah. But if it's a contender or a team looking to compete, Cleveland or Denver.
All right, Chilltown. Do you have one for him?
Yeah, I actually like him in Atlanta. Mars talked about that two-way guy. Kuzma can actually play a little bit of defense. I actually like him on the wing in Atlanta with Trey. And I don't think you'd have to give up much for him because his contract is pretty tradable. So I actually like him in Atlanta. I don't want to slow down this kid Jalen Johnson because I love him, but I definitely think Kuz could help down in Atlanta, sure. But ultimately, keep him in Washington.
All right, cool. We are going to go up to the Pacific Northwest. Portland Trailblazers. I got two guys. First, I'm gonna start with Malcolm Brogdon. Where should Malcolm Brogdon land? Who should be trying to acquire Malcolm Brogdon? Dumbo.
The Bucks. That would be one team I think should try to acquire him. He should definitely make his way back to Milwaukee. They should never let him walk. I would say the Bucks won, and I'm crazy.
They already got it.
LA. No, you said they got a backup point guard. He can play the two. I thought he could play the two.
Moving him around. Okay.
Campaign.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back.
Yes,
Campaign.
Mars campaign.
We good.
Yes, campaign.
Campaign not stopping me from getting Brogdon. I'm sorry.
So either the backup one or he can play the two. So I would say, and they definitely need the defense. So I'm just thinking of a team that needs that defense. Yeah, the Bucks and the Lakers. I would love Malcolm Brogdon on the Lakers.
I bet you would.
I'll take him in Houston.
Malcolm Brogdon.
I'll take him in Houston. We need somebody who can shoot. We can't shoot the ball. It's becoming a major issue. I would take him in Houston. But other than that, I don't know. I don't know what contenders Malcolm Brogdon moves the needle for. So as a veteran leader on the Blazers, I think he's cool. But I would take him in Houston. So those are the two.
What would it cost Oklahoma City? Call them up.
OKC can get everybody. OKC just got the package. For
I'm offering number 3.
Because I love him in Oklahoma City.
It would take you can trade Dang, Poku, and like 2 picks. You got the picks to spare, honestly, and like 2 picks, and I'm pretty sure
I'm not trading Usman Dang. I'll trade Poku though. I'm not trading Usman.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like the Thunder, they're gonna need to trade him. They have so many young guys on that team. They're gonna actually they have to trade him because they're not paying.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Who's the Sixers backup guard?
Patrick Beverly.
I think have Brogdon maybe for a little trade, maybe a little scoring punch off the bench.
No.
I'll trade KJ Martin and Daniel House.
For
so bad for KJ Martin.
Yeah, I'll trade KJ Martin and Daniel House. I'm not these contenders. I don't think these contenders are giving up any of like their major 8-man rotation from Malcolm Brogdon.
He would actually work in Miami if the relationship between them and Portland didn't sour. If Pat Riley could call up Portland and check their temperature on him, but that relationship didn't sour.
I see that Miami area code. If I'm in Portland, I'm
Phoenix
blocking.
is okay.
Click. Not call me. You don't call me. I ain't saying everybody else. You don't call me. I'll take calls from everybody else. You better not call me. Not you. I don't want to talk to you.
All right, y'all. The next player we got for the Blazers is, yes, you guessed it, Jerami Grant. And this is a player. He's high on my list of players that I would covet if I was a contender.
Mm-hmm.
You put him on the Lakers, great. You put him on OKC, great. You put him on you put him on Philly, great. You put him in Milwaukee, great. Jerami Grant might be. He just fits everywhere. I don't think there's a single contender who couldn't use him.
I'm gonna say the same thing I said yesterday. New York, send him to the Knicks, baby. Send him to the Knicks. Get up off of Julius Fouliers.
His contract is actually really big though. Isn't he making 30?
Yeah, I didn't know that though. I didn't know.
You forgot Portland extended him in the James sweepstakes.
Yeah, I did forget.
Yes, they did.
His money is crazy. You have to give up.
That's why I'm not trading for him if I'm a contender.
You got to give him quite a bit, or you have to.
He's not. No contender has the money for him. OKC is the only contender that has money.
It works. They work for everybody.
So OKC is like the go-to spot. Like,
Should the Warriors can't trade Wiggins and Clay?
And on top, both
is he making like 40 mil? They're both making.
Clay himself makes 40.
Okay, so
Clay
they're not
makes 40.
Not Clay. So it would have
And
to
he
be
whacked too on top of that, Mars.
Draymond?
Let's take the money off the table. He whacked too.
You said it on me, man. I would.
Well, that's
never,
why I said
I'll say it
Aiden,
again.
but-
I would never say such a thing.
I think Dallas, if you flip Tim Hardaway Jr. and I think Kleba, the money works, or Rashawn Holmes, Hardaway and Rashawn Holmes for Jerami Grant, the money works. And I think that's a big,
Dallas is cool.
Go for
Yeah,
them.
I'm fine
Yeah,
with
Dallas
Dallas.
works.
Dallas is a decent little option.
Fellas,
I'll
I got
give
two
up
more
Hardaway.
players. What do we still have? Does anybody else have a destination for him? Jeremy
I
Grant.
love him in Atlanta. Love him with Trae Young in Atlanta.
Is Aiden not an option to be traded? Like, or we just no one wants him?
He chilling. He chilling.
They building that unit up in Portland around Ayton, Simons.
Are they?
And yes, that's the core of that unit. That's who they're going with. Eight and what's his name? Ron, the point guard.
Scoop.
Skirt.
Him, Scoop, Simons, Ayton. That's
You
what
guys,
they
are so
building that
lucky.
unit
Sharp.
You guys are so lucky. Shaden Sharp's been hurt this year, man.
That's what they building that
forget
unit
about
around.
him.
Them three guys.
Shaden Sharp's still the best player on that team. He just got hurt.
Mhm.
Okay.
I got
that's the
three
unit
more
they
guys,
building that
y'all.
unit around.
Three more guys. One is quite obvious. I'm pretty sure he's going to get moved. We've been talking about him since the offseason. Zach LaVine.
Detroit, apparently.
That move is terrible.
That's the only team that's the only team I know that's been registered interest.
What's he making again? Like 45?
He's making like 40 million. That's the thing. These contracts are immovable. Like
40 is tough. 40 is
it's
definitely
hard
tough.
to move that contract, which is why Detroit are like, hey.
Yeah.
And
Look,
then
if-
Chicago's like, Asar Thompson, please.
If the
No.
Lakers wanted to move off of
no.
D'Lo, Gabe Vincent, and maybe even like Rui, they'd probably have to give up quite a bit to match that money.
Yeah,
I don't know
if you think you're one piece away, Levine makes sense. So like
you have to
team like
give
the
a
Lakers
piece
are
away
good.
though, right? Like you have to.
Yeah,
give
but
a-
Gabe Vincent's making 11, Rui's
Yeah,
making
but-
like 15.
15, I think. Yeah, and then D'Lo.
And then you just add in like Torian Prince or something. I don't know. Like so you can do it if you're a team that really thinks they're one move away, I guess. But so I guess the Lakers is really like the only contender who I think have the pieces.
What
So
about the
they have to-
Sixers? He has been linked to the Sixers a lot.
For
who they
Maxey?
trade? Tobias Harris and
Oh,
KD.
Tobias?
probably be
Oh
Tobias,
no. We good.
Yeah, I think Tobias will play too well, and positionally he kind of fits what they need.
Tobias been hooping.
100% he's been hooping.
I'm not touching Philly's roster. I'm Embiid. Take the rest of the season off, buddy. Like that's it. That's as far as I'm.
Hey Ron,
Come
I
back
gotta
to
bounce,
the playoffs.
All right,
I
chill.
gotta bounce. I will see you dudes in the morning. Hey Damo, pass that. I will
Hey,
see
chill.
you.
You know I will.
Chill tonight on TNT. They will be revealing the rest of the All-Star reserves.
During
So
chill, during-
tomorrow,
during-
you already know what we
during
cooking
chill.
on.
During Fluent and Chill. I will see you dudes tomorrow. Out.
All right. Oh,
Who's getting
during Fluent and
snubbed?
Chill. So during you just heard them. During Fluent and Chill, they will actually be live during the the rosters being revealed. So tap into Fluent and Chill tonight. Check that out. Last player. Well, players. Damo, it's time to get to the nitty gritty, brother. It's time to get to it. You got two guys on your team, and more than likely one of them, maybe both of them, are going to be traded. So we're just going to start with the better of the two, Austin Reeves. If he is traded, where would you guys like to see him go?
Who is your sources? What are we talking? Austin Reeves. Where would I like to see him go? Nigga, home, nowhere. To his locker. What? What are we talking about? What? Austin Reeves? Yeah, nobody. That's honestly no. Let me not lie. The only player I'm okay with him getting traded for is Caruso. That's it. That's the only player I'm okay with him getting traded for. Alex Caruso.
Dejounte Murray? The Dejounte Murray
Nope.
package?
Nope.
I can understand. I
Not
mean-
wanting DeJounte to keep Austin Reeves is crazy to me.
Because
Crazy.
I don't understand why we can't just trade D'Lo for DeJounte. Like honestly,
Yo,
D'Lo
D'Lo been
Reeves,
hooping though.
D'Lo and Reeves numbers side by side, relatively the same. You're getting relatively the same numbers this season from both those guys. If you're telling me for Dejounte Murray, I would rather give up D'Lo for Dejounte than give up Austin Reeves for Dejounte. I don't understand why I couldn't give up D'Lo for Dejounte.
Because
think
if
the
they're
Lakers
like, I
should
don't
make the
want
trade.
D'Lo.
What happened?
What if they're like, I don't want D'Lo?
But you want Austin Reeves? That's stupid. What? Why do you want Reeves then?
younger,
He's a little younger. Yeah, a little
a
younger.
better positional fit next to Trae Young.
No, he's not. What? How? In what way?
I mean,
It's
I
because he's
think.
white.
Well, hold on.
Racist.
Wait. So you
Back
think
to playoff
D'Lo and
performance.
Trae Young is better than
Racist.
Austin Reeves and Trae Young?
I think it poses the same exact problems with them playing next to Trae Young. That's why I'm not understanding. I don't think it's better. I think it's a plateau. It's the same thing. It's going to be the same exact. Whatever issues you have with D'Lo playing next to Trae, you're going to have that with Reeves playing next to Trae. It's not going to be a difference playing next to Trae.
I like
Someone
Reeves
pointed
a whole
out.
lot more.
Chat pointed out if there's a difference. If it's something I'm missing, tell me what Reeves would be better at next to Trae Young compared to D'Lo.
Playing next to Trae Young, I just think they're both flawed. Like the defense will be probably the worst backcourt defense in the league.
It's already one of the worst. I mean,
Yeah, and 100%. And that's with Dejounte, who's supposed to be a plus defender, though he struggled here and there. But yeah, I think Reeves, you probably still keep Reeves because I think he still has kind of more room to grow. And we saw him perform in the playoffs while D'Lo, notorious playoff dropper. That's the only thing with the Lakers. So you probably want to get rid of D'Lo. But D'Lo's just been hooping so well. Like I said, even if you trade for Dejounte or a player, if they put up D'Lo numbers over the past 10 games, that'd be amazing. But they're probably not. Like he's been incredible. So I just don't see, like, is it really, how much of an upside is it if you trade D'Lo for a guy like Dejounte Murray when he's probably not going to be giving you the same impact D'Lo has the past 10 games, unless you think his defense is really that.
I do think his defense is really that will be my argument is the defense at guard. And I'm not even saying I want to do that. That's not even what I want. I don't want to trade. I don't want to make any trades. The only trade I would want is Taurean Prince off the team. Other than that, I don't want to make a trade. But if there was a trade to happen, the only one I would be okay with and a max I would go is probably D'Lo and a collection of the young guys for Dejounte. Other than that, I really don't want to try to bring any other guy in to be the third. I know people were talking about Kyrie. That's the dumbest. I said it last year. I'm gonna say it this year. Dumbest decision the Lakers can make is trying to throw the house at Kyrie Irving. They're gonna play with LeBron and AD. Then it's the big three bunch and the dum-dums backing them up. I'm not trying to see that.
Hold on. If you can get Kyrie Irving, do we understand who Kyrie Irving is? I
know exactly who Kyrie Irving is, and I understand that this is not 2016. It's damn near 10 years since 2016. That is not. I'm not getting the same Kyrie Irving.
He's still a guy you can give it at late position.
Kyrie is a good player. I'm not getting the Kyrie Irving everyone's thinking of when they think of Kyrie Irving with LeBron. It's not going to work. It's not going to work out well.
Yo, Damo, do you want the Lakers to win a championship this year?
I want them to win a championship every year.
Okay. If you want the Lakers to win a championship this year, you guys have to make a move, and you have to make a move yesterday. This roster as currently constructed is not going to work.
Ron, I love the thank you. There's not a move we can make that's going to.
And that's the thing. Every year it's that one move. They're not one move away.
I don't think they're one.
Cool, just saying it.
I think they're a couple
saying
moves
you need to
away.
make a trade, but what trade?
I think they can make a couple moves at the trade deadline, and I think it starts with Dejounte Murray. Get Dejounte Murray, and because here's my biggest thing with the Lakers. Let's say that you guys have 3 untouchables. Let's say the 3 untouchables are 2 untouchables, because realistically, you guys have 2 untouchables. You could try to say Rui's untouchable, or you could try to say Austin Reeves is untouchable. That's not true. You guys have 2 untouchables, LeBron and AD. After that, you guys have 10 guys that have some kind of value. Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, Max Christie is a young guy, Rui, Vanderbilt, Jalen Hood-Schifino is a young guy. Gabe Vincent has a little bit of trade value. Christian Wood, Jackson Hayes. All of these guys have some type of trade value that you can bundle up and put together. DeJounte's the first guy I'm going to get. And then after that, that second move is going to be crucial. But having that big 3, DeJounte, a guy that can, on any given night, score 20 points. On any given night, get 10 assists. On any given night, and on every night, he's probably going to guard the best person on the other side of the ball. So now you got a good wing defender. You got AD. You know what he does on defense. And I don't got to speak on Braun. Now it's just about finding other guys to fill in the gaps. And I didn't even mention Cam Reddish yet. But you'll still have a couple guys that will still stay on the roster. But then you can go get a guy like Alex Caruso. You are going to have to put some picks in there. Alex Caruso. You can then go get a guy like, and we just went through a whole bunch of guys on this list, but you can find another guy that you could slip in. And now all of a sudden it's like, we got a big 3, and then we got somebody else that can really help. I think that you got Gabe Vincent. Flip Gabe Vincent. It's a couple
For
moves that you guys can make.
who? But listen, I understand these players that can be moved, and I get it. I'm okay with moving Rui because it's not fitting right now because of whoever you want to blame. I understand moving all these pieces. That is absolutely fine. Who are we moving them for, Ron? It's okay to just throw, oh, yeah, you move these guys and flip them. That's fine. Flip them for who? This is the Lakers. Players have a tendency for getting here and the lights being too bright and they crumble. So you can't just get anybody. You can't
I just
say
gave you two guys.
You can't
gave
just
you
say
two
go
perfect
get
guys.
a shooter and then the guy comes here and that motherfucker might forget how to shoot. Now we're stuck. I understand DeJounte. I want DeJounte. That's fine. If you ask me between Reeves or DLo, I'm going to say I'd rather give up DLo for DeJounte. That's just DLo and fucking Rui if you have to. But I would rather do that for DeJounte versus giving up Reeves.
What about Rui for Bojan? What about Rui for Bojan?
The one in Detroit?
Yeah, the one in Detroit. He's a better shooter, better playmaker. Rui's still young, but Detroit might value him.
Me personally, I prioritize defense with this unit. We need defenders. I need guys that can play defense. That's why I'm okay with the DeJounte move. I need guys that can play defense. Bojan is cool for a scorer, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to the playoffs, we're going to need defense. In my opinion, our defense is going to matter more than our offense. I just feel that's how it's going to work for us. Our defense is going to be more valuable than our offense. So I need guys that if they can shoot, you have to be able to play defense in some way. I don't want no one-way offensive players. We already have an issue with that now with our guard situation. So I need guys who can play defense. That's my first priority. Getting defenders in here, preferably guys who can defend at the guard and you defend on the wing because we have the best damn interior defender in the league, in my opinion, in Anthony Davis. And we have LeBron. If there's LeBron, there's a way. I just need guys who can defend around him and fit around him. I'm not against making moves. I'm not against trading, but just throwing out random names. I've learned a long time ago that shit don't work with the Lakers. So give me an actual plan.
DeJounte and Alex Caruso. Right.
And that's why, like I said, I would trade Austin Reeves for Alex Caruso. And if you got those a young player picks, that's fine. I would do that. I would want to trade DLo and whatever else it would cost to go get DeJounte. I'm with that, Ron. That's absolutely fine.
I would have traded Reeves for Caruso. I think Reeves still has, the upside with his age, still ability to get better. But I think Caruso is a quality piece to give up on a young player like Reeves for.
You got to win right now, though, Jalen.
That's what I'm saying, Jalen.
I hear that. I hear that. Look, I hear that.
Well, LeBron's beard look like your background.
Yeah. We don't got no time to worry about the future. It's time to go yesterday.
We saw that tweet. Time's ticking. The sand is going down the jar. Gotta do something.
Like sand through the hourglass.
All right, y'all. We got super chats. So let's go ahead and do it. Jay got game said, appreciate y'all for real. No, appreciate you, Jay. The chat, y'all the real MVPs.
Facts.
Contrary to what anybody up here may believe, or anybody that's not up here, you guys run the show. D3 said, bro, Ox, what do you mean? Not physical. They have to steer the car with no power steering, no assist with the braking, and they hold their head up. Imagine curling a 70-pound weight with your big ass neck. What regular person is doing that?
Why'd you add big ass to that?
I'm not saying, bro. I never said them dudes not strong. Like I'm not saying they're not strong.
It's definitely something I'd like to try, driving a Formula One to really understand what they go through. Obviously, wouldn't hit the speeds they do.
Well, you'd have to do it in a simulator. Because if you didn't go out, you would just die. Yeah.
Facts, that's probably right.
Sauce Man said you missed my super chat from earlier, Ron. L host. I got you, Sauce. I'll get around to it. Jay Got Game also said Brogdon to the Knicks for some picks and Fournier.
Oh, yeah.
Which picks? I'm gonna say which.
Yeah, how many picks do they have left?
No, the Knicks do got some. They got some picks. The Knicks got some picks. The problem is a lot of these picks are protected, and the protections are looking like they're protecting. So it depends on what picks.
I'm saying though, like now that we got to start calling the astronauts,
who they compete? They're not competing.
They compete against the Russians. The Russian astronauts.
It's not competing. You don't get a trophy afterwards.
You get a. What are you talking about? You get awards. There's
no table where you see with your astronaut score. You don't get points.
You get medals.
You know that you ain't checked out astronaut reference.
Oh my fault. Let me look at astronaut reference. Yeah, let me go look at astronaut reference.
Let's
look at that real quick.
They're definitely grading their astronauts.
Leaf Diggy sent through a super chat and said, I said it yesterday. Too many players got too much light skin in them. They cannot be trusted. From 1 through 15, nobody in the East can be trusted. The teams, the go-to players, the coaches, nobody.
It's light skin hate, man.
I ain't gonna lie, Leaf. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the last like 3 drafts. You might as well stop watching basketball now because these are a lot of mulatto babies in the first round. All lottery.
Speaking of that, shout out mulatto.
Based on the wives of a lot of these NBA dudes, be a lot more of them coming.
Except Spi Mikhailou. Shout out my guy.
Sauce Man, I said I got you, so I got you. He said better hypothetical trio down the line: Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, and Ant, or Luka, SGA, and a 24-year-old Paolo, assuming that he is at Tatum's level, or just assuming that he continues on his trajectory.
It's not assuming anything.
Give me Luka, SGA, and Paolo. I think Luka's the best player of the bunch.
And SGA is third.
And SGA, I think when you have the best player on the team, you're going to be,
SGA
most
is
like
the
best player.
second best
SGA probably
player.
second. Yeah, he's probably second. So they have the first and second best player.
Third.
D-Book. Yeah, if you want to put D-Book ahead of them,
Seconds, man. What we doing? Second.
Yeah,
Give me the
there you
second.
go, there
Give me
you
the
go.
second 3. Give me the second 3.
Yeah.
Mars Ox.
Yeah. Give me Luka, SGA, and Julius Randle. Yeah.
Get the hate out your heart, Arcs.
Where's
Luka
Chill
and him,
Town
man.
when you need him to come stand on
Right,
business for the first team? All right. The Tribe one said, can y'all name 5 players that load manage more than 5 games in a season in the last 5 years? Exclusions: Kawhi, and players that were 30 plus years old when they load manage. I will be shocked if y'all can.
You take out a lot of the league. Yeah, it's difficult to do.
Last 9 years, yeah, it's a lot. You take out the 30.
Kawhi and every person above 30. All right.
People under 20s who were resting a ton.
But no, I do think load management was overblown. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think people are missing games due to rest as much as you may think.
I think load management peaked, like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. It was kind of it seemed like every day there was somebody just resting. But it seems like it's slowed down now, though.
Again, I think it's a case of it wasn't overblown. It's just people didn't understand what the league was coming from in terms of the issue they had with it. Too many small market teams weren't getting players actually playing in games when they showed up in their cities. And that created a big issue when you do that for multiple years. Especially being a Charlotte fan, I know about that. Players would legit circle, okay, league pass game, not playing this game. So
Zion just load managed against us last night.
Bro, the big problem is that, like, because Damo, it turns into that plus, the TV. Like, if you're not playing, then people not gonna watch. So
the ratings game.
Yeah, ratings. They gotta,
That's why the national TV schedule look like it does.
Moving along, Jamaica's Rod Clyde Choice said, nah, Bob, I love you, but that ain't gonna work. First, Curry, like Bron, is non-tradable. Plus, any team willing to trade for him would have to gut basically the whole team and no room for chips.
No, not really.
No, they got picks,
Yeah, OKC just give up all of their picks.
All
Number 3.
And
You're telling me if OKC offered up 15 of those picks?
Hey, LeBron, I'm an OKC fan, baby. I'm an OKC fan.
We talked about this before with I can't remember a couple streams. I've talked about this. But if OKC has a package for Steph and they'll be instant contenders, bro.
They absolutely do too. They could throw in even a young guy like Casey Wallace or the Dane Cat, the Marshall.
Every young guy that's not starting. Throw them all in there.
Anything but Shea, Chet, and J-Dub, and every pick we have,
right.
You can offer that.
Ezekiel Barney said, difference with today and back then is the game is faster and more spread out. The game was slower back then, so less movement equals less likelihood for injury.
I mean, speed of the game definitely impacts.
The game was faster in the 80s, but
that's what I'm
saying.
saying.
What? Back then when?
And it was more physical.
I think it's more athletic now. People are, jumping higher, running faster is what he's trying to say.
Come on,
you have more ground. You have more ground to cover for sure.
Yeah.
And that's why it's more taxing on bigs.
There's more pressure on your joints now, essentially. I think his argument.
Yeah, maybe.
Alan L said, yeah, and those NFL dudes retire with half a brain cell.
Hey, man, it's a sacrifice, man. It's a sacrifice. If you want to make millions of dollars, you got to sacrifice your health, man. You got to kill yourself. That's really
what's the point. What's the point of getting the money if I can't even?
Listen,
I can't even enjoy none of the.
Make as much money off you as they want, but in order for you to make your money, you have to borderline die. Like that's just how it has to go. That's just the
So
rules.
I can't.
Make
I'm
it
supposed to get all this money and then not be able to enjoy none of this fly shit.
Yes, you gotta respect the
Yes.
game. You gotta pay ode to the people that came before you and can't feel their
Exactly.
knees.
Exactly.
You know what's crazy in
And
football
their
though?
elbows.
A lot of these dudes with brain injuries, like the safeties, you know, and some like the middle linebackers, they don't even get paid like this generational 50, 60 million. They'll get a couple million, you know, taxing. So it's not
I'm
even
about
like
to
they're
say-
giving up their bodies for a ton.
I was about to say that's the life of a football player.
Oh, it's
especially a
tough.
Professional football
Yeah.
player, or like a veteran, that's gotta be tough.
Bro, if you're
man.
not a quarterback, a left tackle, or like a wide receiver, you really don't get paid. Like there's only a few.
First of all, you don't even get treated
You're
like a
getting
professional
paid,
athlete.
Yeah,
you don't
you're
even
not
get
getting
treated like a
paid.
professional athlete half the time unless you're very
Right.
well known. You're playing
Helmet
in helmets.
syndrome.
You're playing in
Yeah.
helmets all the damn time, and if you're not starting, you're not touching the field, so you're just on the sideline, so people are not seeing you. So then you're getting paid compared to the rest of the professional sports. You're not getting paid nowhere near what other guys or the other average player of other professional sports are being played. So now you got to show out hella much when you're out and about trying to be seen because you play with a helmet on all day. But then because you play with a helmet on all day, you got brain damage. So then when you retire, half of y'all aren't even going to be responsible human beings after playing football. My child.
That's why you gotta be Simone Bowles' husband. Yeah,
I'm glad I.
Yeah,
Shout
they
out
know
to my
him.
husband. He the prize, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Simone Bowles' husband.
But
Yeah.
I will say, football is the easiest sport to lie about playing because I ain't gonna tell you how many times I done went through the airport. You play football? Yeah, I play for Panthers. Yeah,
I had a little 10-day.
yeah, I'm on off.
Yo, activity sent through the final super chat of the day. It said Michael Jordan was 6'5", 6'6", with a 6'11" wingspan and a 48-inch vertical. He was born to be a great defender.
I believe people who
Scottie Pippen.
I
Yeah,
believe
he's
people
still
who Kenyon
overrated,
Martin.
yeah.
Shout out Kenyon Martin.
Overrated defender. When I say it, I get called a hater. When Rasheed Wallace said it starts a conversation. I see how it is, man. It's crazy.
Tony Allen better one-on-one defender.
Saying
than
this
Jordan.
for 5
Damo,
years.
it's because Rasheed Wallace is an NBA player and you're an
He was
NFL
between
player.
them
That's it.
lines, Domo. He was
Yeah.
between them
He was
lines.
on the
I've been saying
court.
this for 5 years. Jordan is overrated defensively. Not that he's
But
bad.
what was you between those lines? Was you between those lines?
Fellas, we gotta skate. Y'all catch us on playback tonight. Get your VIP. It's linked right at the top of the chat. Open gym is next. Y'all be sure to go over there and cause them hell. I mean, like, give them hell. All right. Catch y'all later. Fluid and chill later too.